right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of Passion Project, the variety show that encourages anyone in the speedrun community to showcase the projects that they've been working on. My name is Amber Cyper, and I will be your host tonight. And since this is still a rather new show, that means I'm looking for run submissions. I encourage anyone and everyone in the community to showcase the projects that you're on, that you're working on, whether it's nice, whether it's your current run that you've been, grinding, or any sort of category that you've been routing out, a finished task or segmented run that you'd like to show off, randomizers, bingos, you name it, I want it. Send me your runs by using the !passion in command in the chat and follow the link to my submission form. So before we get started with the run that we have planned for tonight, I do have a couple of announcements. First and foremost, that the next all-women speedrunning event, Frost Fatales 2023, is coming up this weekend, February 26th. Go to gamesdonecquick.com/Frame Fatales if you want to learn more about the charity. Use !Malala in Twitch chat to find out more about Malala Fund. Games Done Quick is returning to PAX East 2023 on March 23rd through the 26th. We're looking for marathon-style speedruns to showcase at the event. Game submissions are open now until February 26th. Use !PAX in Twitch chat to submit your runs. So tonight on Passion Project, we're hosting one of the Paper Mario Randomizer community's league race matches. I would like to introduce our racers, Phantom 5800 and JCog, and their wonderful commentators, Jay and Rigby. How are the four of you doing tonight? Can y'all tell the folks at home and myself what the rules are for this race?
Yeah, doing all right. I'm JCog.
Phantom,
yeah, everyone else want to introduce yourselves?
Right here.
I'm Jay.
Yeah, and so this is Paper Mario 64. And just kind of open everything up. There was a lot of dev work done to make it so that you can go pretty much everywhere from the start. And so then the goal of this is to beat each of the first 7 chapters of the game, go beat the boss, get the star spirits, and then that unlocks access to chapter 8, where we'll then do, there's actually like a boss rush mode, so go to chapter 8 and then fight all the bosses at the end, beat Bowser, get the star rod. And so, think like your typical, Zelda type randomizer where just all the items are in all the different places, all the partners are shuffled. So we could find just about anything, anywhere, and the chapters can be beaten in whatever order the game makes us do it. And so this is a league race. And so we have a certain rule set. It's not quite glitchless. There's a few small glitches, tricks here and there that we're allowed to do, mostly just for quality of life stuff, speed a couple things up. But yeah, Phantom and I will be racing, trying to get to the end as fast as possible.
All right.
It'd be good.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this for a little while. I saw the submission come in shortly after I released my submission form, and I was like, ooh, this is going to be good when I have the slot for it. It's going to be so awesome. So really glad to have y'all here. We're going to have our commentators count down for our racers to begin going, and by all means, if y'all are ready to go, feel free to count us down.
All right. Well, I'm watching the timer. It looks like the timer started now. Usually there's a 15-second timer in here, so I'll start counting down from 5.
Yep, since this is a race...
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And they're off.
Hey, oh man, so I'm excited to see this race, and ooh, we start with Mama Sushi today. I'm sorry, Sushi is very close to my heart, so I really like this character a lot. But I was gonna say, Sushi alone doesn't really start you off with too much open, but we'll see who they end up finding. So I'll let you talk for a little bit, Rigby, so you can kind of explain some stuff.
I just said backwards. I was going to say, Sushi alone doesn't a lot. You do things in chapter 5, but you need boots to access chapter 5 to be able to start for
Usually, I like
end up getting an Ultra Shroom early, and Ultra Shrooms are good HP recovery items, heal 50 HP. But in the case of Rando, where as you look at JCOG shop, has several things that we kind of want to buy. The Ultra Shroom's good income; it sells for 50, and it's basically the main source of money we will be getting. So if we see Ultra Shrooms, Gem and Jellies, we typically want to sell them rather than use them in battle.
Now, the thing is we're using race settings, I guess you could say. Basically, it's a shop sanity and key sanity, and one of the main things that they'll have to do is find all the items to be able to progress in the seed. So as we've seen so far, we've seen the Miracle Water for Chapter 6, we've seen the Fortress Key for Chapter 1, which could actually be helpful from the start, since Chapter 1 is kind of open. And then we also have the Ruins Key, which is for Chapter 2. And we'll kind of get to those parts when we need to. But we see that J-Cog is actually going to level up Sushi early because Sushi's... so each partner gets 2 level ups, and they learn new moves with it. And Sushi's first one is actually Water Block, which gives you a plus defense for a specified amount of turns. So that could actually be really, really, really helpful in the beginning, depending on how this kind of starts to pan out. Ooh, super jump charge early. That's actually really, really nice. I like that.
Yeah. It's interesting to see the runners actually buy, because typically for things you don't need immediately, you want to save your money and don't buy it. But because of the early Ultra Shroom, the runners are kind of loaded in cash right now and could probably afford the super jump charge, even though it doesn't have like a whole lot of use right now, unless you maybe find power bounce.
Okay, J-Cog actually just found a really, really good, one of my favorite partners to start off with the rando, and that's Bo. And the reason for this is because Bo can open up Chapter 4, and I just love going to Chapter 4 first, just because they're really easy checks. I can see J-Cog smirking because he found the storeroom key in the guy's own store.
It led to All or Nothing 2, which is like a really good badge. It increases your damage by 1, provided you hit the action command. And the way like the costs work in the randomizer, and specifically for race settings, the cost will be either within 2 of its vanilla costs, so like All or Nothing 4 VP, so it will cost upward of 6 or downward of 2, with a 10% chance to just be completely random. So there is a chance that All or Nothing is immediately useful if it's 3 or less, since runners have 3 VP starting with.
I really hope so, because that's like one of my favorite badges in the game. So I really, really hope that it's like low BP, like very low BP. That would be extremely nice to see really early on, especially because we don't have any upgrades yet. So
exactly,
let's hope for the best in this.
So, like normally your big source of damage upgrade would be boots upgrade, increase your damage by your jump damage by 2, go from 2 to 4. But All or Nothing would have that same purpose without like needing the boot upgrade. So by the time they do get the boot upgrade, they'll be even more stronger.
Now, something I want to explain before they actually start to fight different enemies. So race settings has a setting called Shuffle Chapter Difficulty. And what that means is each chapter's difficulties are, well, shuffled, for lack of better terms, I guess. Basically, we could see a Chapter 4 with either like really easy Shy Guys, it's at like a level 1 difficulty, or they could be really, really super hard and they have like a ton of HP and a ton of attack power. So we'll see exactly what chapter this is at. But I saw that we found Power Rush really, really, really early, which is really good.
One of the crucial, I guess, strategies that most runners will use is a Danger Mario strat where you bring yourself to 5 HP, have Last Stand and Power Rush, and you just become a powerhouse. And most seeds, you end up with this kind of strategy just because you're looking everywhere and you will likely find it. And having like 1/2 of that strategy already is boding really well. And even without Last Stand, you can work around Power Rush, especially if you find Power Bounce too. You can really shred bosses.
I mean, either badge alone is still really helpful, especially early on, like extremely helpful. So
yeah, like,
we'll see if they find Last Stand real early here.
Like power-wise, the runners are looking pretty good. I haven't really, like I just saw Phantom Pause. I didn't really get to see. And actually, speaking of pausing, I guess we haven't really explained this either. But Rando added a nice little feature called the Homeward Shroom, where if you use it, you will automatically warp back to where the seed started. So in this case, it would be Toad Town. And that saves a lot of backtracking after you beat chapters or just do checks in a certain area.
Like for instance, you're in chapter 7, you go way up the mountain and you beat it. Well, instead of having to go all the way back down the mountain, you just use that and you're back in Toad Town. And it's awesome. But I see what J-Cog's doing here. So Phantom didn't get it, but the cake is right here. So there are different items in Logic This is going to be a little hard to understand. I'll try my best to explain it. But items like the cake mix and the berries, when they're in replenishable spots, they're actually considered in logic. Whereas if they're not, they're technically out of logic. And it's hard to kind of understand and explain, but maybe as you watch a scene, you might kind of start understanding, oh, I get it.
The idea is
that's
like,
just the way this is the way it just kind of is with this randomizer.
yeah, like the idea is if you just find a random cake and you eat it, you'd be soft locked, right? So this cake mix would have to be in a replenishable location. So if you do use that item, you can come back and get another one, so you don't lock yourself out of the seed.
Yeah, and the logic follows by those rules.
Yeah.
So it looks like Shy Guys are actually 9 HP. I believe that is a Chapter 5 scale. So they are a level higher than their vanilla counterpart. It looks like, I want to say that Chapter 1 is a level 2 scale, which is not bad. Honestly, it's going to be pretty easy to pass through there.
Oh, there's Goombas at 3 HP. Yeah, that's Chapter 2.
Okay. I'm still trying to memorize everybody's HP scales, but I played enough to kind of get a general idea of what chapter difficulty they're on.
If you look at the respective trackers, like JCOG and Phantom, like mark their Star Spirit with the number that indicates the scaling of said chapter, right? So if anyone in chat or usually like missed the certain chapter scaling, you can just look at that. The runners usually have a pretty good idea of it.
Also, JCOG just found the odd key, and he already found the scarf too, as well as Phantom. So I'm kind of curious if we'll be going into Chapter 7 kind of early here. I'm curious, but we don't have Bo yet, so we can't open the wall that's bounded by the odd key. So I'm kind of curious what this is going to lead.
Yeah, with Bombette, that would not only open up 7, but like the most importantly, it would open up 5. And since we had Sushi like from the get-go, we might have to do some stuff in jungle. So Bombette could be like fairly soon.
That is true too. I'm thinking that we're gonna see another partner here, like really, really soon. There's not really much else to check outside of Chapter 3 stuff, so I'm thinking. Oh, so we didn't explain this actually. So the way race settings kind of start. So you start at level 1, and they give you 100 coins to start off with. One of the reasons for this is so it gives you some, extra money to buy stuff in the beginning in case you need it for progression items or other uses. But as you see JCOG coming up to this big old turtle, or this big old coop, I should say, can't see, you have to pay him 50 coins to pass. Now, luckily in the randomizer, you only need to pay him once. You don't have to pay him multiple times to pass through the road. So that's kind of why we save some of our coins, because we have to pay him, which I actually do like, because it makes you strategize how you use your money a little bit more in the beginning.
Those two really definitely helped. That's 50 coins. That's like free admission almost.
Yeah, and generally, like when you find items like Ultra Shroom, Jam and Jelly, or any items that are cooked with those in it, those are all worth a lot of coins. So if you find something like, what is it, an Ultra Jelly, I think it is, or what is that one called?
Jelly Ultra.
Jelly Ultra, there you go. I mean, that's worth like enough. 200 coins.
Another thing we haven't really talked about is like Merlot had stuff. Is worth noting. The main thing
little
being,
what? Sorry.
Like Merlot had stuff, and the main thing being Bombette. And Bombette's on ticket 5 and 7. Yeah, Bombette was on 15, I think.
Okay. Let's see. So they're coming in. So one of the things is in Spear Zero, generally Chapter 1 stuff, like this area is all open. And Chapter 3, like going through the forest and at least getting to the mansion is open. Those are all free checks. Those kind of tell you like, okay, where are we going next? Like Phantom just found the toy train right now, which it kind of looks like we might be going into Chapter 4 pretty early here, because we did find the cake mix. The only thing that we really need to find right now are Bomba and Watt, and then the frying pan for Tasty, who can make the cake.
And Bombette is on Merlot, which...
That's right.
I think we should actually explain how Merlot works, because it is different from the vanilla game. Because in vanilla, you see Merlot have a bunch of badges to buy, and you spend strappies to buy them. But in Randomizer, the things Merlot sells cannot be progression. However, when you spend a certain number of start pieces, Merlo will give you rewards, and those rewards could be a progression. In this case, Bombet's one of them. And blue, so is Runesky and Blue Key. Hopefully Blue Key not required for these runners. I don't think it is for like 20 seconds. It would be kind of cool.
I was just about to say that I hope Blue Key is not required for this at all.
But the runners need at least 25 in the seed. And 15 immediately, because I think Bombet opens up too much right now with access to 5 and a little bit of 7. Not Rugged 2, theoretically. So Bombet opens up a lot right now.
Oh man, yeah. Yeah, it'd be 2, 5. Yeah, it'd be mainly 2 and 5 right now, and each of those have quite a bit of checks. So there's a lot to look at through there. I'm kind of curious what their next move is, though, because I mean they gotta find the star pieces somehow. I mean, of course they can buy it from shops. I mean they could find out in the wild too in any checks, but I'm curious. I think they probably will be going to maybe chapter 3 next, but we'll see.
Chapter 3, I don't really see chapter 3 because chapter 3 doesn't have a whole lot until you find the weight and the ability to get super boots. So you kind of want to hold off chapter 3 until you get your super boots. Otherwise, you have to like backtrack through the forest again, which is pretty slow. And there's not that many checks without it anyways. There's the 3 forest checks and 1 Blues Mansion check that you could do, or 2, 3. Okay, so 6 checks in total, which is not a whole lot compared to the other locations you could do. And Cheeto as well is 6. Oh wait, that's power plus from Cheeto.
Yeah, he might have enough star pieces too. I totally forgot that there's a cake.
Okay. We mentioned how like stuff like cake needs to be like replenishable to be in logic, but if you get a cake like that, you could just use that and just kind of go to 4 out of logic. So right now, Phantom, if he wants, could just bypass, go and find the frying pan, and just with the toy train, pretty much do all of Toy Box, which looks like he might be headed to do.
I think he's gonna do it too, especially because the toy box has a lot of checks in it, and generally most of them are pretty easy.
Yeah.
However, there's gonna be a couple that he's not gonna be able to get because he does not have Paracarry. So he'll just have to keep in mind, like, if they are progression items. At least the first one, you can't even see. You can't get to one of the chests without Paracarry. We won't know what's in there, unfortunately.
Even though the back half of Toy Box is non-logic right now, it will be eventually. So just getting these checks out of the way is pretty good, and you probably don't have to backtrack here unless you're ready to beat the chapter.
Now, what I'm hoping, this is what I'm hoping what they find. I'm hoping that they actually find, I'm hoping that they find Paracarry in here of all things. That's what I'm hoping, but we'll see.
Jaycog didn't do a cheater, did he? Because if not, then he doesn't have the cake. So,
no, he did not actually.
So all what Jaycog could do is this half of Pink Station, and Phantom could just go out of logic and pretty much do the whole thing.
So I'm kind of curious what Jaycog might end up missing then in this sense. Oh, there is the weight. Okay. So for those that don't know, the weight is required in the mansion. It allows you to upgrade the super boots.
Honestly, the weight being here is
of course.
really good for Jaycog. Just because if he didn't get anything from this play, then he probably would be behind. But the weight kind of gives him something else to do.
So they're gonna end up checking through the forest, and actually they'll be able to check through. Ooh, another runes key, nice. They'll be able to check through the rest of the bottom of the mansion at least.
And not just that, like we have several things: Runesky, Bombette, Blue Key, for start pieces. Super Boots lets you hit the certain panels on the ground to get start pieces. Those are not randomized in race settings, so those will always be start pieces. So if you're looking for start pieces, Super Boots you pretty much want early. And it looks like, but that's what Jaycog's going to do. Phantom doesn't have to because Phantom has the cake to just explore the toy box first. But I'm assuming he's going to go get Super Boots afterwards.
And for a seed like this, actually, this is very important that they're getting super boots so early so they can get all those start pieces and just end it right there, because they both should have 3 ruins keys. And honestly, all they kind of need at this point is Pulse Stone and Diamond Stone. I mean, they're going to get Bombette anyways, but all they need to find is Pulse Stone, Diamond Stone, and Chapter 2 ends up being open. So
yeah, we're getting a lot of 2 stuff. So if we do find Paracarry, that gives us access to 2. Or Desert, at least. Because we know where Wombat is. So we might live in a weird world where 2's the first chapter beaten. And that's not very common because typically 5 is the first have to beat because of how little requirements there is to beat. You need access to 5, Sushi, J-Raven, and either Parakarry or Lackluster. And we don't really have any of those requirements except for Sushi.
And I always make this joke. It's an old Charlie Brown joke from the Halloween episode. Whenever you get a rock from anywhere, I go, "Oh, I got a rock." And unfortunately, Phantom got the rock this time. It's just a little joke, but I'm kind of curious to see what's in the mansion right now. I'm very, very curious. Now, there are a couple checks that are technically out of logic if you don't have Bombette, because you can actually get soft locked if you're down there. If it weren't for the home run shroom, there's literally nothing you could do. So I'm kind of curious, like, what items we're actually going to get here. I mean, technically, you know, they're going to get all the star pieces they can, so it'll be in logic soon enough anyways, but we'll see what happens.
Phantom didn't fluke your toy box. Did he, like, open the PlayStation Switch and just dipped?
I think he dipped because he knew that the cake was out of logic and kind of was like, you know what, I might, because it's possibility he might not find progression there. Like, you could end up finding, like, the frying pan, like, way later on. And if that was the case, I mean, there's not going to be a progression there. I guess he just wanted to get the boots immediately so he could have power.
On the flip side, you could get, like, some other, like, good item really early. Like, for example, Parakarry could have been back there, right? And that gives you, like, a huge power play for 2.
That is true.
However, just dipping for Super Boots is not a bad idea because Super Boots is really going off the seed just for getting Bombette. And Bombette opens up a lot.
I mean, Bombette, honestly, the characters that really make this hard, like make this whole randomizer hard, like if you do not have them, it just makes everything harder, is Bombette, Parakarry, Bow, and Sushi. If you don't have those 4, I feel like to some extent, I mean, Sushi, you know, we couldn't obey thing in the beginning, but now that we're starting to progress, now she's becoming like extremely useful to progress. But I just feel like those 4 are kind of like the ones where you just, if you don't have one of them, it really locks a huge part of the game. And it just makes everything frustrating. So for those that have actually played Paper Mario, of course there's a specific way that you need to go. However, for those who may have not known this, there are actually 2 secret rooms in the forest. And if I'm correct, in vanilla, they're HP plus and FP plus, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so those are actually checks in the randomizer as well. So make sure you check those if you do the randomizer. Otherwise, you could be missing something very important.
Yeah, and the tracker's good, especially for like a beginner, because there's a setting you could have like the map tracker on, and it kind of like shows you where checks are. So if you don't know where every check is, the map tracker does actually help with that. A very nifty tool that Phantom created.
Yeah, Phantom that's racing right now actually created this tracker, and it's really cool. Like, I like using it for my own use because it's very easy to kind of track things, know what stuff opens. I don't know if J-Cog has it turned on his tracker because he turned it off a while back. A Phantom might have it open. When you have enough items to save a Star Spirit, that Star Spirit actually glows. So it lets you know, hey, you can go to this chapter and beat it now. So it's really cool, not only for the runner, but it's actually really cool for the audience too that are watching, because you all know, hey, that's open now. Okay, they can go do that, you know? So it's really nice.
I had a funny instance when I was doing a scene last night where I got, even though I was missing soil and miracle water, I got lacking in the game. The tracker thought I was able to beat 6. I got so
what?
I don't know. I don't know what settings would have caused that to happen. There's no world where that's a possibility.
Do you ever put your tracker number in the actual tracker itself or no?
I did, yeah.
How weird.
I found everything like 2 minutes later anyways, but it was just silly.
Maybe it knew. Maybe it was just like using foresight. Was like, hey, you're gonna find these soon. It's gonna be open anyways. Who cares? All right, so that's an out of logic blueberry right there. Is that bush? No, that bush is replenishable. My bad.
Yeah,
Never mind. That's not a logic. I forgot. It's only if it's like a progression item or like a badge or something. I forget about that bush. Because technically what's in that bush is the Strangely. Now, for AGDQ purposes, I'm not going to say any more about that, but I think you can kind of get the gist of it. let's see where they're going next. So Jaycog just got the super boots. Let's see what's actually in the shop down there. So the thing is with the shop, you actually can't buy anything until you turn in the portrait. It looks like Cooper Shell is down there. I mean, there's a D up, P down, but we usually don't use that for randomizers because we want to, you know, we want to be able to get as much attack power as we can throughout the rando. Let's see where they kind of go next. I mean, they can't really progress any further, so we'll just see what they find in this room. There's going to be 3 checks that they can check right now in this room. And then hopefully it'll give them some stuff to work with. Otherwise, it looks like they're just going to need start pieces at this point to get Vomit to continue on Chapter 2 or Chapter 5. So a Bubble Berry is actually one of those items that may not need to be used. The Bubble Berry is used for Chapter 6, and it allows you to get across a big vine spike pit. But if you have Lackey, you don't even need that item. So we'll see what ends up coming first, whether he needs to use that or whether he gets Lackey. Oh, right. So this is a check that is easily missed after you get the super boots. So in the regular game, there's like a little side quest that you can do, and this is how you get quick change. But this has been replaced with a check. So when you get super boots, make sure you do this check, because I have missed it before, and it's not fun when it's a progression item.
Yeah, that's not always. I get on fun not to be a progression item too often, but when it is and you miss it, like I forget that check all the time. I specifically don't talk to Merlin, just so I can remember that there's a check there.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I usually don't talk to him either. I didn't even know you could talk to him. I just kind of left him there because I figured it's just a waste of time. So I'll do it later, you know? I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't check in here earlier. So this is one of those checks I actually checked very early on because I have found progression items in there. Because, I mean, it's open from the start. But it's that little block that Jaycog had hit, and it was the shooting star. So he's trying to decide how to fight the blooper here. I mean, it's just the regular blooper, so they shouldn't run into too much trouble. But I can see Jaycog kind of thinking right now, it's kind of like, I'm kind of wondering why.
And Jaycog has like Power Plus equipped, which 5 HP or less, you get 2 extra damage. So Jaycog being at 4 HP, plus having super boots, that's 4 damage per jump, and you jump twice per attack, so that's 8 damage of Mario alone per turn, which is a lot. Jaycog is really strong this early.
But yeah, generally this is an easy fight. Like, as long as you have at least some kind of power and some kind of partner that can actually hit the blooper, you'll be fine on this fight. Maybe bring an extra like shroom if it's right at the beginning. Because the thing is the way the bloopers work underground is there's 3 areas where bloopers show up. There's the blooper, the electro blooper, and the super blooper. And it doesn't matter which order you fight them in, but generally you want to stay away from super blooper as much as possible. And so there's actually a chest in the floor up above in the underground where may not have anything. So what a lot of us do is we save it. If there's not an item there, then we just reset the game so we don't have to fight the super blooper later, because super blooper is not fun to fight. But it looks like all the berries are in play now. So Chapter 6, they're going to be able to really check a lot of stuff there. Like a lot of stuff.
And speaking of Chapter 6, like in vanilla, you would need like 4 magical seeds to open the chapter. But for race settings, we allow it for 2, just so we don't go mode 6 every seed almost, because of how many requirements you can get there. So this makes like early 6 plays like more common. So the runners haven't really found any magical seeds yet, I don't think. So I might have 6 like a bit later in the seed, but the option to have checks in 6 is definitely a possibility.
Kind of hoping, ooh, Dodge Master, nice badge. I was just about to say, I hope they start finding seeds, and sure enough, he found one We found another magic tub of lava key, and I see the Phantom's actually going back to the toy box. I'm kind of curious what his play is here.
Maybe
See, so this is go ahead.
every station and toy box has a panel, right? And since you need star pieces, maybe we could J-Cog dip for super boots so we could come back, get the panels while doing us the checks.
Oh, that's actually a good idea. I might use that for my own strategies there. I'm very cute. Ooh, power bounce.
You see this person on J-Cog Phantom's face.
There's a problem. Yeah, there's a problem with this.
Power bounce, one
We
of the
don't have
best badges
carry.
in the game, especially when you have power rush already and like all or nothing. Like you can be really strong, and super jump charge that works really well with power bounce. But that is locked on carry. So
Yeah, we need paracarry to get it. That's what I was like. I could see like Phantom's face is like, oh no, like that's. At least he knows where it's at though, because sometimes we can't even find it.
Yeah.
See, we just go without it, and it makes everything harder.
honestly, that's a blessing in disguise because you are coming back for that. You aren't skipping on a power bounce. There's no way.
Oh
But-
no.
But because you're doing that means that you can actually check that chest. You don't have to make the play of like skipping it or hoping it's nothing or just going out of your way for a nothing check potentially. So when you come back with Paracarry, you won't walk away with nothing basically.
Now we see J-Cog kind of starting the Yoshi Kids check. This is kind of a smart way to do this, because as long as you save the Yoshi in this, what did he actually find here? Oh, the dolly. So we can't actually use the dolly yet. It'll be used for later. But generally you want to come to this room because it does have a check, and usually when everybody comes to this room, they save the Yoshi here. And what I mean by saving the Yoshi, so in this chapter, there are 5 baby or kid Yoshis to save. They're called like the Fearsome 5 or something like that. And there are 5 Yoshis to save. Well, the chief actually has a check on it. That could be a progression item. So it's good to at least get some of these checks out of the way. Now, generally, they won't have to worry right now because they don't have Watt, which means they can't even save one of the Yoshi kids. So there's nothing in logic at the moment that could be in progression item behind the Yoshi chief. But once Watt comes into play, then, and maybe the vase too, then that's when they have to start thinking like, hey, do we need to do the Yoshi check? Should we skip it? It's one of those weird ones.
Interesting. J-Cog is saving the Yoshi, so he might come back with Watt to save the last one. Like typically, what I could see sometimes is not saving Yoshis at all if you don't have Watt, in case you beat 5, and just hope that the Yoshi Chief has nothing. But this is definitely the way to go about it. It does take too long to save the last Yoshi kid, and the experience is kind of nice too, even if Chapter 5 is pretty good.
Oh, he's not going to fight Lantern Ghost.
But Power Quake being 1VP is actually really good. 5FP is kind of like, early because you don't have a lot of FP, but in the long run, I think it's going to be really good. 5FP is kind of like the sweet spot where you get like 1 extra use of the badge per level up. So even though it kind of hurts right now, but like in the long run, Power Quake being like that is going to be really helpful.
Oh yeah, and you can save this Yoshi too. The reason why J-Cog is coming down here is he's going to open the bridge, the log bridge that's down here, so that when he does find the Jade Raven to complete this chapter, he can take the shortcut here and he won't have to go the long way again. Now, when it comes to star panels, like if you do need star pieces in your seed to buy something, once you have the super boots, keep in mind in Toad Town and up here alone where Phantom is, let's see, it's 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 star pieces alone that you can find. So, I mean, if you really, really need star pieces and you don't know where else to go, there's 7 of them alone here. And that's panels. That's not even counting if shops or checks have them.
And interesting, like when J-Cog got Super Boost, J-Cog went pretty much straight to 5 via like breaking the wooden panels and using sushi. Phantom has gone to Merlot and getting Bombette and might go to Chapter 5 that way. It pretty much ends up the same thing, but Phantom and Bombette right now give more options. Plus, with like the Super Block in Jungle, for an example, Phantom could just use that on Bombette and Powerbomb his way through the Yoshi Kid saving. Or J-Cog kind of like has a Power Quake, which, I mean, 5 is weak, so it didn't really matter. But
Yeah. I mean, unless we see something in this room, but honestly, I kind of doubt it at this point.
It didn't look like 5 had a whole lot for JCog. Like, he had like some good stuff, but nothing that just kind of screams go here.
Yeah. Which makes me think, like, maybe they might have to go to Chapter 7 then, and maybe that's why Baumet is, like, super important here.
It's possible. The thing with the Shiver City shop, it's out of logic until you get the warehouse key. So, the in-logic stuff for Chapter 7, there's 1, 2, 3 things in logic for Chapter 7.
Oh, that's true.
So, Phantom's opting for the Mount Rugged play, which has more in-logic stuff.
My bet is, and this is my bet, I think Phantom will find either Paracarry here, or he's going to find Cooper. That's kind of my thought right now. I mean, he could end up finding Watt here, and then Chapter 4 opens up, even though technically it's still logic, unless he finds the frying pan. But my guess is he's probably going to find Cooper or Watt at this point, or yeah, probably Cooper or Watt. But that's my guess at least.
From what we've seen, it has to be something like
right
kind of opens up the seed a bit more, because 5 didn't really do it.
Yeah, I mean, it has to at this point.
Which won't be like frying pan per se, because we saw Phantom go, they didn't get a whole lot from there either. Aside from,
I meant from like
power bounce.
I meant from like Chapter 2 alone. That's what I meant.
If it could be Paracarry, we're just going straight to the desert.
That too. I mean, that would be the cool thing here, but that, from my part, that would be more like wishful thinking. So, but you never know. I mean, we have all found Paracarry here a few times before, so I always think it's the best when you talk to a partner, because when you talk to partners, when you find them, they're all checks. And it's funny when you talk to a partner and you get them. Like, it's just vanilla. You get them through the check. You're like, oh, okay, I guess I got them. That happened to me with Bo once. I talked to Bo in the mansion and it was like, you got Bo. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that was vanilla. Ooh, there's a palace key.
Need Paracarry for that one, so Ben has to kind of log that back into the trade. So we are getting Paracarry here. We're going to need him soon.
See, that's why I don't like coming here without Paracarry unless I absolutely have to, because of needing to check so many things. Oh, they don't have Lackey either, so they can't even do the other clip.
We just have to look at it.
My goodness.
But we know that there's nothing in 5 to just point us to a direction, so
that is true.
So it could be here, or it could be in one of the 2 logic checks, or 3 logic checks in 7. Which Jacob is about bed and is doing Mephisto now, so we might actually be able to see what's in 7.
That is true.
Ooh, Bucket from Phantom.
Okay.
Another Chapter 7 item.
Yeah, I'm really. Ooh, nice live stream. I'm really betting that Chapter 7 is going to be coming pretty soon here. I could be wrong, but once we get to Chapter 7, we'll kind of explain a little bit more how it works. Because 7's a little bit weird in its checks, or can get weird.
We need the warehouse key before 7 becomes a little bit more relevant. But
yeah,
we're just getting 7 items thrown at us, so maybe warehouse keys nearby.
And yeah, if you go all the way left here while you're underground this ice room, there is a partner power-ups or upgrades, so be sure not to miss that. I mean, upgrades are extremely helpful and kind of needed in many, many senses in this randomizer, so.
Looks like Phantom Safe's coming to Cooper. Oh.
Ooh, there's Lackey.
And Ice Power, which is very helpful for fighting Chapter 5 boss. And Chapter 5 is actually really messy, so it takes a little more effort. But Lackey is still technically out of logic until we find the warehouse key. Oh, there.
Oh
there,
my god. Are you serious?
You see the look on Jacob's face, he's not happy.
Yeah, I'm not happy either. That is terrible.
When you...
Go ahead.
If you have the warehouse key, you can just unlock that door and do the second half of the solving the murder, and just that one cutscene, and that's it. Go do whatever. But because we don't have the warehouse key, Jacob actually has to start the murder sequence and then go over to save carry. And that gives us the chapter 2. So Jacob could come in the 7 for a few stuff in logic, and one that wasn't is really helping him. Oh, Pulse.
Ooh,
Pulse
there's
Stone.
the
Okay.
Pulse Stone. Ooh, okay.
For the 3
I'm.
checks in logic for 7, it was loaded.
Yeah, I kind of had a feeling, but I wasn't. I knew he was gonna find something here. I just wasn't sure what.
See, this is
I
huge
honestly
because,
thought he was gonna
Pair-
find the warehouse key.
This is the pair carry gets us to go to desert, and now we have Pulse Stone, so we can do like the entirety of ruins. So if we find
that's
Downstone on the
true.
way, that's chapter 2 beatable.
Oh, that would be awesome.
So this is like a huge power play for JCOG.
So one of the things that I'll explain real quick is, this randomizer has gotten a lot of updates. So it's been very polished. They're still working on some stuff. I mean, the dev team is doing absolutely a wonderful job on this. But one of the things that they did recently is that there are a lot of cutscene skips now. And there's a lot of cutscenes in this game. So it's really nice to have those cutscene skips. So something like the murder mystery, you'll see like a huge cutscene skip. There's supposed to be like a lot of text, but when we go back, there's like barely going to be anything, and you'll see that.
Yeah, JCOG has to go to 2 now, right? There's nowhere else to go, and everything's pointing
Yeah.
in that direction.
Yeah, I mean, you have Bombette, you have Paracarry. Every check is pretty. I mean, he has Pulse Stone too, like you said, and 3 runes keys, which
So that's the
which
entirety of
opens
ruins,
up-
that's the entirety of desert, that's the entirety of Mount Rugged. He hasn't done that yet, technically.
yeah,
Which means
and so
since
he's
he has
not.
Paracarry, he get the Ice Palace key as well.
That is true. That is very true. Okay, let's see where we're going to. Okay, so that check right there in Phantom Screen, whenever there's a block that's yellow, aside from those, if it doesn't have a coin in it, then it's a check. However, if it's a red box, that means there's a badge in it. So, and you want to try to find as many badges as you can that will help you in this seed. I mean, stuff like Power Bounce, like we've been talking about before, Last Stand, Power Rush, Attack Power Plus, All or Nothing, P up, D down. Those are like your main ones. And Mega Rush are like the ones you really, really want to find. It's not to say that other badges are not needed, but they may not come in play throughout the whole game. Something like Ice Power, Fire Shield, D down Pound or D down Jump, stuff like that. So, I mean, there's generally a lot of badges you want to find. Oh, and stuff like FP Plus too. But you only want to use like FP Plus if you just somehow have the extra BP at the end to use it, like if it costs too much BP or if it's only worth like 1 BP, which is absolutely amazing when it comes to that. I see Phantom.
I saw the eye roll too.
Great.
And the thing that it's interesting that Phantom opened the shortcut 5, but went right to 7 immediately. So Phantom didn't do any of the 5 checks, which will save him quite a bit of time to choose to go to 2 as the first. Which he might once he looks at the Pulse Stone.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's another
Oh my
eye roll with a shake of the head.
god. I'm used to seeing that. I can tell you that much. Yeah, I could see where Phantom's kind of thinking right now too. He's like, yeah, I gotta go back there as well. Now, in the game, I always hated this part of 7 because to keep it light, these bumpties are not necessarily the smartest. They're not the brightest crayon in the box. I'll say that much. So if you actually read the dialogue, if you've never played the game, you got to read the whole dialogue of this game. There's some pretty funny stuff, but yeah, I just was like, that's why I was glad like a lot of this was skipped, with the exception I think to this text scene, because usually we don't have to do this text scene at all. But yeah, I'm just kind of glad that we do skip all of it because I get kind of mad. I'm just like, why are they like this? right, so Phantom's going to check the rest of the desert right now, and then he's actually going to be doing a little, I guess he's going to be doing a little skip that is allowed for race settings. So you'll kind of see it when he comes up to the bridge, and we call it buzzard skip. And you know, the Paper Mario randomizer community, they're pretty like, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word. Not lenient. They're very, they want to make sure that everybody has a chance to enjoy the randomizer and get better at it. So tricks, you know, that are allowed in the races are generally pretty easy tricks, which makes it really nice. So if anybody in the chat or anybody who's watching, you know, if you're really interested in getting into this, honestly, do it. Seriously, do it.
Do it.
It's an awesome randomizer. Like I get burned out on games pretty easily. This is one that I've probably spent about, I don't know, 300-400 hours in, and I have not gotten tired of it yet. I mean, a little bit here and there, but you know, it's just, I just can't stop playing it. It's like playing Breath of the Wild all over again. I just can't stop playing it.
That's relatable.
I had to force myself to stop playing Breath of the Wild so I'd actually play other games or actually go to sleep on time, so.
What's sleep? I don't know what that is.
So, in the desert here, there are a lot of checks. There's quite a lot of checks, especially with now the ruins being open. There's even much more checks to be found, and quite a few of them are actually hidden under Watt. So, something you should know is you see all these blocks that JCOG is hitting and you can't even see them. Well, those are revealed by Watt. When you have Watt in the party, they'll be revealed. However, if you don't have Watt yet, technically any item you find in those blocks are out of logic. So like how Phantom found the magical seed right now that JCOG found earlier, that's out of logic right now. So until he finds Watt, that is still out of logic. So technically 6 could be out of logic. If they do find another seed before Watt, we'll see what happens. That is interesting.
So it is interesting that Phantom's actually in 5 after finding all the 2 related stuff. So I think
danger
it's
mode.
he's maybe hoping to find the damage zone here, because that gives you that. Okay, I'm gonna swerve from talking about Phantom, talking about what JCOG just found right now. That was Last Stand. I mentioned earlier about this Danger Mario strat brings up to 5 HP. Last Stand is crucial to that. When you have 5 HP or less, the damage you take is half rounded down, which is the rounding down part is very powerful. So when you're level 2 and have about 39 coins, you can go to Chet Rippo, and he will just raise one of your stats 2 levels and lower the other 2 by 1. So typically the runners would raise the BP by 2 levels, so it has 6 extra BP, and the max FP will go down by 5, and the max HP will go down by 5. And that's key, because when your max HP goes down by 5, you'll be at 5 HP, which means they'll always be in that danger state. So they'll always take half damage. And with Power Rush, they'll always have +2 damage. And then you just scale up really hard.
So when we put Power Rush and Last Stand together, you know, we go into danger mode. As Darkwing Duck would say, let's get dangerous. I love saying that. Just whenever I find both of those items, I kind of feel like him. All right, that was a lame joke. But yeah, so danger mode is actually really, really important here, honestly. Like, it's very, very important for a randomizer, especially if you're going to go fast. And it makes battles go just that much faster. Like, it really, when you try a randomizer, and as you'll see today, it really makes the randomizer just go that much faster when you have danger mode.
Yeah. And we have knowledge of power bounce, which runners could theoretically get whenever they want. Carry was the requirement.
I'm kind of curious if I'm sure they remember, but they just have other means to complete certain things.
Yeah, there's no reason to go back just for power bounce. Like, it's still low level, you don't have a whole lot of BP, and you're not like going to go fight a boss right now. You don't need power bounce for like the scale chapter 1.
Yeah, there's no reason.
But maybe when they find one, they decide to go beat Toy Box, they'll just pick up power bounce on the way. That would be the way I would route it.
Now, another thing about this desert too, and why it's so important, if you're low on coins, I actually don't even know how many coins is here. I want to say it's about 120 in the desert alone, but I'm not.
One room has 60.
Yeah, one room has a 60, and I actually have I don't know if anybody else does this, but because I don't usually see anybody go into it. But if I'm running low on coins, I actually have a very special strategy because there's a whole bunch of bandits in that room. And so I actually go a very certain route so that you put them all in one corner and then they never chase after you. While you're collecting all the coins, it's really nice. There's the frying pan.
Of course, that is logic now officially.
So yeah, they're gonna have to go back to chapter 4 at this point.
Maybe Jaycock isn't really done the back half, but Phantom's probably just going to do a lot.
Okay, so this block right here, so you have to hit it 10 times for all the blocks to come up. You hit it 1 time, block comes up, 5 times, block comes up, 10 times, block comes up. In the original game, it was actually 10, 50, 100, and an Ultra Shroom was in the 100 hits. For quality of life purposes, yeah, you only have to hit 10 times.
Imagine that block 100 times with dodging a bandit. Sounds terrible.
Oh my gosh, no, thank you. I would rather just beat the bandit first and then just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just keep going. All right, so we're gonna open the ruins right now. Have we found? Let's see. We found the cookbook. We found the cake mix. Have we found the lemon or the cookbook yet?
The cookbook's in chapter 7.
That's right. And then I don't think we found a lemon yet, have we?
I want to say yes, but I
Don't remember. I don't remember
Actually, I think it was
either.
in chapter 1, but I could be wrong.
Oh, it is. Okay. Oh, it was 110 and 100. My bad. I'm sorry. 110, not 10, 50.
However,
it's been a while.
That's all right. For this scene in particular, Warehouse Key also is needing logic because of where the cookbook is. Okay, chapter 5 shop. I knew there were more shops.
Okay.
But because the cookbook is in chapter 7 shop, Warehouse Key has to be in logic for that too.
Okay. Right now, I wouldn't say anybody is winning per se.
I would actually say
because they're kind of. You think so? Well,
they've done
yeah.
the same checks, but Jaycock's further along.
That's true. That is true. That's right. Phantom did take an extra kind of route, or had to basically double dip back into 2 because he came here earlier, while Jaycock only had to come in here once. So yeah, you're right.
But this is still early on. Things change.
That's why I didn't want to say anything right now, because it's still very early. Because it depends what Phantom's gonna do too, with everything that he finds.
So this is right now the path is pretty linear. The runners are going to full clear ruins. They're going to get the super hammer, and that gives them access to open the shortcuts. So go to prologue, for example, and that whatever happens in prologue, pretty much the next destination. So it's going to be a little linear for the next 20 minutes or so.
Probably, yeah.
So in that sense, Jaycock's winning because he's kind of further along this line.
That is true. Jaycock's not going to check this. Okay. I mean, generally, this is one of those checks you don't want to check, really, because it takes a while. Because once you hit that block, 3 Poke mummies come out of their caskets, and you have to fight them to get the check there. Well, generally, you don't want to do that check because it just takes a while. But I have seen a progression item in there before, and
I would do the check, but I guess
we'll
in this case it's not bad because you will have to double the ruins once you get the diamond stone.
Oh, that
this
is true.
A bad check to backtrack if you're missing stuff, and the experience is nice. Even if the check has nothing, just getting early experience because you want to be at least level 2. You want to get your danger miner going because you have last stand. Phantom's about to find last stand. So you want to get your experience, get your levels up, and then you can start one turn boss battling or something.
Now, the thing is, what would be really terrible is if the diamond stone was in that Poke check.
that
would be
so troll.
That would be worst case scenario, honestly, at this point. Now, one of the things too is how Rigby was explaining about the FP and BP values earlier. That goes for your partners as well. So what you want to do is there are certain partners that you do want to power up regardless as much as you can. Like Watt, for instance, because it can give you extra attack power. Sushi if you need the extra defense. And also Sushi, it does have an AoE attack if you want to press this button fast. But also Paracarry has an AoE attack that does 6. However, because everything is randomized, it makes it hard to decide who you're actually going to use for your seed. Like sometimes I use Watt, sometimes I use Sushi for the seed, sometimes I use Paracarry. It just depends on their FP cost. So we'll kind of see who they're going to be using throughout the whole randomizer. Now, generally, Watt's used at the very end though, just for her attack power up.
I'm going to verify something I kind of seen in chat. Yeah, Quick Camera does not scale with hammer upgrades. Quick Camera will always do 2, Power Quick always does 4, and Mega Quick always does 6 at like base cost or base power. And you see Jcog leaving. He's not doing the pokies, but going straight to Prologue in Sewers area. And since the blooper fights, there's 3 locations for blooper, and they kind of scale. Like the first blooper fight is always regular blooper, no matter where you fight them. And the second blooper is always electro blooper, which is Jcog will be fighting. And the third is super blooper. Super blooper is usually not a thing you fight in the siege unless the Strength Stomp chest, which Phantom checked like before we're going to chapter 5 or 7. If that has progression, then usually super blooper seed. But in most cases, it's not.
I hate fighting Super Blooper. I mean, you can find the items to deal with it, but dear lord, it is not that fun of a battle, especially if you don't have power bounce.
Yeah, I like saving that check for like a lot later when I do like kind of Danger Mire setup and power bounce going. Pretty much like 2-turn Super Blooper anyways, and it's a fast fight. Rather than like
exactly.
a 4-turn regular Blooper fight, which is kind of slow. And 4-turn is like kind of on the fast end of things for doing a Blooper fight early.
The other problem is you also don't want to see the Super Blooper have babies either, because those have 6 HP each, and they have the same power as like a Fuzzy does, so they zap your HP.
I'm going to answer another question that I see. The stars next to the badges in the menu, there's this feature, if you press C left something, I think it's C left or C right, you could favorite their badges, so when you reopen the badge menu, your favorites are kind of at the top, and you just like, it's a random feature. You can kind of just like equip your favorites and unequip them like very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I love that feature a lot. I love using it. Like, that's an awesome quality of life feature. I
like the feature too, but I don't really use it that often because like I've played this game like doing speedruns over and over again for like past like few years. So I just kind of like memorize the badge locations in the menu. So if I favorite it, everything's just kind of like out of whack for me. Just to remember to find things. I just typically don't use it. I'm used to the way how it is normally.
I hope I get to that level someday, because I can't remember where everything's at. So I'm just like, I mean, I kind of know where some stuff's at, like all the boots and hammer upgrades, but after that, I get kind of lost sometimes, depending on what it is. I was gonna say something, I totally forgot. Nope, lost my thought. All right, so this is actually where the dolly needs to be. Oh, he's actually not gonna even do that check. Yeah, he just went straight to the right. He might go fight Goomba King because this is a level 2 scaled chapter. It's gonna take like 2 seconds to beat. He might do it, he might not. Yeah, he's going for it.
It's gonna be very fast. And you have Bombette, and you have Quake, Power Quake.
Yeah.
Yeah, which he equipped.
Honestly, the best 3 things to see in a seed when it comes to your partner, either Bombette having a 1 FP Mega Quake, Paracarry having a 1 FP Air Raid, or Sushi having a 1 FP Tidal Wave. Like, honestly, if you find one of those, you're just using that partner for like the rest of the seed. Actually, having a 1 FP Shell Shot is really nice too, because it's a fast move.
Yeah, like 1 FP Shell Shot, like you're pretty much solo committing to Paracarry. So if you find the Ultra Stone, you can Ultra Rank Paracarry and get Air Raid. You won't need Bombette at all for AoE damage.
That is true.
Unless like Air Raid's 8 or 7.
Yeah.
Not really worth, but.
So one thing funny here, and one thing about the randomizers, if you haven't noticed already, a lot of the enemies, their colors have changed, and pretty much everybody's colors have changed. So the Goomba King actually has some like very interesting ones. I'm kind of curious what he looks like in this scene. Oh, it's just normal. Okay, never mind. Well,
My sentiments exactly.
I was hoping to see like the crazy colored ones or like him where he looks like he's literally dying. Because there is like a color scheme where he looks like he's like dead. And I'm just like, yeah, right there. I was going to explain something else and I really can't remember at the moment.
But you're distracted by boring Goomba colors.
Okay, so actually, Phantom is going to check this Poke check. So I'm kind of curious what's actually behind this. And I'm kind of curious what's behind Goomba King as well. So a level HP, I think that's level 7, which makes this a lot harder. Like a lot harder.
But Phantom is getting rewarded with good experience, and if Danger like Phantom could probably go Danger around for this, right? Phantom's leveling up after his Poke's are said and done, like all these fights.
That is
So
true.
Phantom could go Danger before Jacob could.
Now, one of the things in the randomizer is, especially because you start at a low level and they haven't really leveled up much, if you want to level up fast, it'll be tough, especially depending on what chapter it is. But if you want to level up fast, go to a chapter 6 or 7 difficulty chapter. Like, it's going to be hard, but you will level up a lot.
My favorite high scale chapter is chapter 1 because of that. The chapter 1 fights are easily cheesable and they give you so much experience high level.
Yep.
I think a chapter 7 skilled Koopa Pros give you like 70 experience usually, something around that ballpark.
Yeah, that sounds about
also give you
right.
like 60 or 70. So you get like 2 levels within 2 fights.
Ooh, there's the warehouse key.
So actually
Okay.
stuff isn't logic. And anti-guy now, because that means we get the book.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Generally, what I say, at least for me personally, it doesn't matter what chapter difficulties the first 3 chapters on, they're generally pretty easy. Everything after that, though. Oh, there's Baby Y.
Odd. That's,
Oh, Waters.
that gives Yoshi Kids, and that gives completion of chapter 4.
Holy moly. All right, this is starting to kind of open up a little bit. I like what I see. And a damage dodge. That's actually really, really, really good to find. Well, he's probably going to tell... Yeah, he's going to tell you out anyways. Ooh, Egg Missile. So I hope you use that against Chapter 5. I'm just kidding. No, for those that don't know, I think it's if you use Egg Missile against Lava Prawn, it crashes the game, right?
Yeah, something like that.
And I don't know why personally. I'm sure JCOG or Phantom know why in terms of the coding, but it actually crashes the game. That's like using Sushi's Tidal Wave. If you're able to put like 13 or 14 inputs, it crashes the game too. Because it's not humanly... I don't think it's humanly possible to do something like that. Alright, so we got a special one here. This is the melody. So Chantarelle, I think her name is, Chantarelle. She's going to be doing a little bit of singing. So everybody give me your pray or your blesses.
I never...
I think that's her name. Oh, it's only when you use double or triple dip. Okay, that I didn't know. That I did not know. That's right, that's right. I've never done any of the crashes myself. I've only seen them once years and years ago, and it just is like, what?
So I think JCOG's making complete chapter 4 play.
Yeah, because he's got everything now, so he's good to go.
Yep. JCOG's like not in danger or anything like that. So like this fight is not going to be fast.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. This is going to be a little bit of a hard challenge here, especially because it is harder
And
than
Power Bounce
its
is
vanilla
here,
counterpart.
so I think Phantom might have the advantage on the what's his name, general guy.
I think so too, definitely. I mean, generally, if you have danger, I mean, you're gonna have advantage everywhere. Honestly, I mean, especially for a lot of different bosses that have like a defense plus.
Like I'm interested to see like how much time Phantom might save off that fight. Because like Phantom still has to go to prologue and get one first.
I have a feeling that Phantom is gonna head to prologue right now.
Yeah, there's no way.
I would think, yeah. Like if he didn't, I'd be really confused. All right, so we got the gourmet guy. Oh, delicious. I always love this scene. This is like one of the best scenes in the game.
The other option after prologue is theoretically we could go to 7 and do the whole Shiver City stuff, snowman gifts and all that. Is that those are still like a lot of checks. If you want to hold off on 4, because Phantom did check everywhere 4.
That is true.
Yeah, Phantom checked everyone 4, where JCog didn't. So like Phantom doesn't really have to go back to 4 unless he wants Power Bounce, just wants to pick a chapter. And like 7 gives a lot of checks as well. I want to get the melody before doing anything else. Like.
Sorry, I don't know if JCog or Phantom's audio is up, but I knew that she was singing again. There's a couple other silly parts in this game that whenever I come across them, I always like make a comment on them, so you'll know when it happens. I mean, Gourmet Guy is one of them. There's one chapter 3, there's one chapter 7. I mean, there would be one in the final battle, but unfortunately they cut that battle down, so I can't say that one anymore. But it's okay.
Back in Toy Box Outlaw.
He's probably gonna go check Lantern Ghost if I had to guess.
Or maybe he's back to Power Bounce.
Oh yeah, and that too. That's right. He hasn't gotten it yet either.
Because like I don't know if I would check Lantern Ghost when you have the entirety of prologue still, and you don't block.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I'm surprised he didn't actually go into prologue at all. I'm really
deliver melody. Maybe his plan is like to go danger and just wants Power Bounce immediately, which makes sense because you're going to fight Electro Blooper, so having Power Bounce for that would just make the fight fast.
That is
and
true.
Danger Mario too.
See, so it looks like they're at like the exact same moment right now, but they have completely different stuff that they have checked off and have gone to. So
yeah, Phantom Demon. He just won the Power Bounce for since he's entering combat very soon.
That makes sense. I was like, hold on a minute, why are we back in Toy Box? And then yeah, it was just for that.
I also noticed that Phantom's like not level 3. I thought he leveled up from like Kobe or something. So he can't really go danger.
Wait, let me see. Oh, unfortunately I can't see his level right now.
I saw you had like 3 BP for badges.
Okay.
So that makes the Power Bounce play a little like, I wouldn't say like bad or weird, but just a little bit awkward because you don't really need it right now until you level up.
So there's actually a funny thing about Chapter 4 in the vanilla game. So the battle that Phantom did earlier that JCog is doing now for the calculator, there are 4 Shy Guys right here. I'm sure you all saw the boxes that were in the room before this that you have to hit in a certain order. Well, the Shy Guys are the order that you have to hit the boxes. And the order that you have to hit the boxes are actually the same order that you find the P-switches in Super Mario World. So you find yellow in the beginning, you find green in the next place, You find red in the cave, and then you find blue in the forest of illusion. I don't know if anybody knew that, but I just always thought that was kind of interesting. If you ever want to memorize that pattern, just think of that if you played Super Mario World a lot. So that'll kind of give you a little bit of an edge.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And logically, the game wants you to have Mystery Note for that because Mystery Note Dictionary kind of gives you that code. And we found Mystery Note from the melody. I don't know if found Dictionary, don't think so, but... So this stuff is like theoretically out of logic.
And I know that we're saying like everything's out of logic. However, it's especially for speed, it's definitely good to check anyways. It's just good to keep an eye out. Like, hey, this is out of logic. So will this be in terms of progression? Should I check here more? Should I, stuff like that. I mean, generally, if the area has a high density of checks, you want to be able to check there, depending on where you are in the seed. So...
Yeah, that logic stuff just helps you make better plays. So, like, maybe that's partly why that maybe Phantom might go to do the 7 stuff, since he already checked through all of 4. And if he doesn't have, like, the dictionary, then he knows, like, maybe being 4 is not in logic right now. And then that's the only chapter that's completable, then that means 7 must have something, right?
Yeah, that's what I would think, too. I always forget that you can actually power shock Lantern Ghost right here, because I usually use like Sleepy Boots or I use Dizzy Stomp to deal with this guy like all the time.
Yeah, power shocking Lantern Ghost is like a really powerful like strategy. What makes the like fighting Lantern Ghost always just feels bad, especially if you're not like completely jacked yet. But like power shock makes the experience a little more bearable. You don't have to deal with like if you're at least good at mashing. I'm not. You don't have to deal with him like shining light at your partner and just going like straight out. It gets really messy if the fight goes longer.
Since we're about a little over an hour in, could we just like reiterate what's going on here? Like kind of like just refresh anyone who has just come in. Like what is going on with the randomizer race, what the community league is, the general rules and everything.
Of course. Would you like me to go, Rigby?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
All right, so we're doing a randomizer here today. It's a Paper Mario randomizer. Basically, the runners are trying to find items to progress through and save the Star Spirits so that they can retrieve the Star Rod from Bowser that's in the sky. So we need to save 7 Star Spirits to be able to enter Chapter 8, or rather Bowser's Castle, and to save the Star Rod and Peach to end the game. But this is a race that is part of the Paper Mario Randomizer League. We are currently in Season 0 right now, and basically what it is a league where different players are separated in groups based on their average times. Whether it's in practice seeds or as seen on their own respective Twitch channels. So JCOG and Phantom are part of Group 1, which is the highest up. And basically the style of it is a round robin. So all the players go against each other actually twice to earn points. And whoever has the most points by the end of the league will actually win the league. Now, keep in mind, this is Season 0, so it is a test season right now. So we're just trying to, get the kinks out. We're trying to see what works, what doesn't, what we need to change in the future, all that sorts of stuff. So, but it's been really fun so far. The league officially started on February 1st and will be ending on May 1st to ensure that everybody gets their races in. Now, if I am correct, Rigby, I think there might be 1 extra race in each group. I don't know how that works exactly, though.
Every player plays, like, their group twice. So for a total, like, 8 matches throughout the season.
I think if it's, like, the highest 2, though, or the 2 with the highest points, do they face off at all? I don't remember. I remember seeing some weird rule at the end of the...
I think they're talking potentially, I guess the end of season tournament.
Okay, that might be what it is.
Something would go on.
It's something like that. I would have to recheck on that one. Yeah, I don't remember either. That's what I was like, is that actually a thing? But yeah, so basically that's what we're doing here. However, it has been really nice. They kind of released the Paper Mario Randomizer in the state sometime. I think it was last year in like February or March, somewhere around
Yeah, it
there.
was like last. I think the alpha seeds or whatever last February, and I think the full release was like March or something. April. I don't know, it's been about a year.
Yeah. And I knew that, especially like I Ate Your Pie, and I think a couple other people were showcasing it because they wanted to kind of show it off. And honestly, a lot of people have been falling in love with this game all over again. Like it's so cool to see because I love this game to death.
I stopped running
And
glitches to just run rando all the time.
yeah, it's
I got 10 basic glitches. I'm like, okay, I'm out. I'm just gonna be a rando streamer now.
and it's just this game is so much fun as rando because there are just, as you all are seeing, there are just so many strategies that can be implemented. There's different ways to do things, whether they're using different items or different badges. I mean, generally these two know what they're doing alongside with Rigby because, you know, Rigby's also a very good player as well. But, you know, there are a lot of different strategies that you can use. I mean, whether it's you want to do attack power-ups or whether you want to use defense or if you want to use, you know, different badges with your hammer. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff you could do. Or even the way you enter battle. Like, there's a badge called Dizzy Attack where if you're spinning, when you hit an enemy, they're dizzy once you start the battle. And it's really cool to kind of see what everybody's mindset is in this randomizer. Like, I don't know, it's really exciting to see.
That's what I like about this randomizer. Like, I haven't been around many randomized communities, but like for this one, combat's like a big part of it because just the way it's set up with badges and all that. So like your strategy for fights may not be always the same. Like sure, in most cases you'll end up with Danger Mario, but like they got Danger Mario kind of early in the seed. Not all seeds are like that. Sometimes you get Danger Mario later, so you have to like think more outside the box for like harder chapters without like being completely jacked with
Yep.
badges.
And generally, if you want to do fast seeds, I'm going to tell you this, if you're just starting out, don't worry about it. Honestly, learn the game first, get acquainted with it, you know, say hi, wave to it, give it a handshake, and, you know, start playing the game because there's a lot to learn in this game. Like, when I first started doing randos, it took me like 5 or 6 hours to complete, and now we're down to like at least 3.5 hours, if not, you know, lower than that. So there's a lot to learn, especially within a year. But yeah, I mean, this is an awesome randomizer. Like, if anybody wants to get in it, seriously, join the Paper Mario Randomizer Discord. Everybody is willing to help. The developers are very nice. I mean, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But yeah, so Phantom does have Danger Mario right now and is fighting Anti-Guy. So we'll actually see, because, I mean, Anti-Guy is now in Logic because the cookbook is now available, the lemon, the frying pan, and the cake mix. So making the lemon candies in Logic, making Anti-Guy in Logic. So we'll see if Anti-Guy does have something, because if I am correct, I think Jaycock skipped this. So if Jaycock skipped this, this could be a big turning point, like if it's a progression item. And the weird thing about Anti-Guy, not just a maple syrup. Sorry, Phantom. What was I going to say? Anti-Guy does not scale with the chapter difficulty in Chapter 4. Anti-Guy is always the same. Always 50 HP and either does an attack of 10 or 12. He will never scale with the rest of the chapter. Now, we do see that Jaycog is fighting General Guy right now. So General Guy has hordes of Shy Guys that come out in 3 waves, and then he'll fight himself in his machine. Well, one of the problems with the machine is it has defense on it, and can be very problematic if you do not have like power upgrades at all. So you gotta, when you come to this chapter, you really gotta think what you're gonna do if you do not have like any attack upgrades at all. He does have 2 attack, he throws a bomb, and he shoots out his lightning strike. However, it is possible to take out his bulb by attacking it directly, so he can't do lightning attacks anymore, which is what he's actually doing right now. Yeah, see, he took out the light bulb, so now the only thing that General Light can do is just the bomb.
This is like where Phantom can make up a lot of time, because Phantom has better like combat abilities now. So like, Jaycog's been fighting anti-Guy since like 1942. It's been going on for quite a while. Where Phantom will probably like 2-turn quite a bit, just because like Phantom got Danger Mario, has power bounce, like pretty strong. So like, well, it looks like Jaycog's like quite a bit ahead. I think the lead's going to like diminish by quite a bit exiting Chapter 4. And I'd imagine we go check what Ralph has, because the badge up owner Ralph gets 3 new items for every chapter you beat up until you beat your 4th chapter. So that's the first thing. We're going to check out the beginning chapter, then they'll decide where to go next, which I think is probably chapter 7. Now that we're Ski and fucking Scarf opens up a whole lot of checks.
Do you mind if I jump in with a couple of quick announcements, by the way?
Yeah, sure.
Of course.
I just want to remind everyone that your subs, your Prime Gaming subs, your gift subs, and your bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel do help support Games Done Quick Hotfix. So if you do enjoy content like this, if you do enjoy Passion Project or Mercy Kill or anything else, do consider subscribing if you enjoy our daily speedrunning content. And also, I just want to also point out that Games Done Quick is hiring a full-time GDQ Hotfix manager. If you'd like to work on growing our weekly content year-round, as well as maybe you're more into the contracted role for safety coordinator at live events, check out gamesdonequick.com/jobs to apply to either or both positions. Feel free to apply if you're interested in either job, or share with anyone that you think may fit either role. Take a look at those, and maybe you want to work as the manager for GDQ Hotfix, or maybe you want to be at live events being a safety coordinator. That would be pretty awesome. So check that out.
All right, so Jaycog now has his very first Star Spirit. About an hour and 17 minutes in, 27 seconds. Generally, you're gonna get your first Star Spirit anywhere between 30 minutes and an hour and a half, just depending on how the seed is. The beginning of the seed is always the longest because you gotta find all the items. However, things are gonna start picking up now, just because now there is actually extra checks that kind of open up for the first 5 chapters that you beat. If you all didn't see before, we handed over the calculator to Rolf. I don't know if Jaycog's done it yet, which he's probably going to go do it right now. But what happens is in the very beginning of the game, Rolf's shop has 4 items, which can contain progression items through shop sanity. Oh, Yoshi's Cookie, nice. Sorry, I like the Yoshi's Cookie a lot. But after every chapter you beat up to 5 chapters, he'll add in 3 new items. So any of those items could be progression items.
You didn't have any progression items, so I think Jaycog's going right to 7. There's nowhere really else to go. You have Rouse Key. You do everything in Shiver Snowfield.
Yeah.
You can also do Winding Path, which Jaycog's doing right now. Now that you have Lackey, you can just ride the spikes, go to where the Ultra Boots chest is, and there's 3 checks there.
Ugh. Lackey is zombie mode. Ugh. That's like the only skin I really don't care for. I mean, if you like glow-in-the-dark Lackey, that's great, but...
He looks sick. As in, actually just not feeling well.
He looks like a zombie. And I just got the song stuck in my head. Wonderful. I don't know if you know the song by the I think it's the Cranberries, the Zombie. That one. Yeah, every time I think of zombies, I get that song stuck in my head. Thanks, Slacky. Thanks. So generally in that room too, there is the Ultra Boots, but you need the Ultra Hammer to be able to get down there. So, we might be coming back down there later. I don't really know if we will or not. It depends on the power output that we're going to be having at the end of the game, as well as if we want to waste time or not either. Like even, because watching Jaycog's Rando last night, he didn't get Ultra Hammer or Ultra Boots because they're not. To understand how this works, you need all the partners, all the main items, and at least Super Hammer and Super Boots to beat the game. Technically, not in all scenarios, you do not need Ultra Boots or Ultra Hammer. In some seeds you will. In some seeds you absolutely will. But not in all of them.
Typically,
so it really depends. Oh, go ahead.
Chapter 2, you pretty much skip Ultra Hammer and Ultra Boots if you're feeling strong enough.
Yeah, exactly that.
A thing we haven't touched on, which compared to Vanilla Game, and it doesn't really part of the seed the way it turned out. But the upgrades for your boots and hammer are progressive. So the first boot or hammer chest you open will be super hammer or super boots, no matter what. So if you were to go to Volcano first and in vanilla game you get your ultra hammer from that, if that's your first chest you open, upgrade chest, it will be super hammer. And the blocks in Volcano will be super blocks to compensate. So you can beat 5. Commonly you beat 5 pretty early because of that.
And just to let you know, we are trying our best to really like explain everything in this scene and explaining like the game. There's a lot of stuff, as you all can see.
Yeah,
there is
like
a lot of stuff going on.
Differences between Rando and vanilla.
Yeah, and we're trying to explain everything that we can, as well as explain what's going on in their seeds and what might be going through their mindset as well. So, but like I said, go try out the Rando. You might like it. Seriously, this is. I've watched a lot of Randos, but this is definitely. Maybe I'm biased because it's one of my favorite games, but this is definitely one of the best Randos.
If you're paying attention to Phantom's stream, you'll kind of understand what I was talking about earlier about the whole Danger Mario power thing. Phantom made short work of that general guy fight, where J-Cog was there for quite a while. Like, pretty much, all J-Cog did was... J-Cog didn't fight Junior yet, right? So we just kind of gone to Sugar Mountain. That's it.
Yeah.
Where Phantom will just is going there now. So Phantom's actually not far behind at all. Like Phantom, J-Cog just solved the murder.
Let's see, what do we have on the board right now? Oh, we did Fire Chapter 7. Generally, this at a high chapter is very hard. Like, not just this fight, this whole chapter is very hard. Okay, this is a chapter 3, I think. So we should be fine. Wait, 21 is 3? Yeah. Yeah, so Junior Troopa is not going to be hard here. Yeah, see, like, it can't even damage him. Mario's just going to pummel him.
Yeah, like, since the last stand, you take half damage on it down, and a Chapter 3 Junior, just kind of brush it off.
Yeah, exactly.
And you have, like, stuff like Damage Dodge on that's even more damage mitigate. Like, almost no enemy can even hurt you. With the exception of, like, some higher scaled bosses.
I still think that Lava Piranha at Chapter 7 is still the hardest boss, no matter what. Like, even if you do have ice power, you still gotta go through the first phase.
Like, for that, it depends on your setup. Like, if you have to do it early, which is mostly if you do have to do 5 early, it's so hard. But, like, if Chapter 5 was 7 scaled now, and they went for it, it wouldn't be too bad because they have Power Rush. It'd be even better with Mega Rush. Because you get easy minute peril or danger.
One of the other problems is
And
the timing on that battle. It's weird. It's very, very strange to me. I don't know what it is. I don't know if because Lava Piranha just like raised up or what, but the timing to do action commands in that battle is just weird compared to like every other boss.
It's because like Mario jumps like kind of early and just kind of float in the air for a little while because the lava buds, their little flower friends, are kind of in front of them. Especially when what are they called? In phase 2, the little things the buds shoot out.
Oh, I forget what they're called too. I know what you're talking about though. The little like they almost look like not lit wicks, but like they are like little candles.
Yeah, names of them, I forget. But yeah, when those are out, Mario jumps like incredibly early, so he's kind of like suspended in the air for a while. And especially if you go for quick jumps, you're probably not going to make that action.
Okay, so what J-Cog's doing right now, what Phantom's about to go do in just literally like a minute or two from here. So in the Toad Inn, I guess you could call it, the Toad House. Basically at the very bottom, when you go to sleep there, the Toad leaves there's an item on the table. And generally it's an iced potato, but turns into a check for Rando. Now, when you give those snowmen the scarf and their bucket back, when you go back to that Toad House, in the vanilla game, there are 4 mushrooms and 1 ultra shroom. In this game, it turns into 5 separate checks. So this is actually extremely important to check right here. But you have to go to sleep first. There's the blue magical seed. There you go. Chapter 6 is open now.
And you don't like this is so far pretty linear because 6 is the only place where else to go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's literally telling us where to go. Like, there are some seeds where, like, 4 things are open at once. You're like, well, which way do I go? You know? But this one's really, really linear, honestly.
The only way to make this
it
even
hasn't
a
been too
little more
hard.
less linear is, like, give us Blue Portrait right now. Give us another option. But no.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought Jaycog, he's going to chapter 6 because wait, didn't he get the blueberries or was that only Phantom?
I want to say they both got it. I feel blueberries was one, but
So one of the hard things about this randomizer, aside from coin management, can be item management because you can only hold up to 10 items at one time. Now, if you are playing the randomizer for the first time, you actually can put item pouches on where you can hold the 20 items, but I can't remember if you can set that from the beginning. I don't ever play with item pouches, so I don't ever pay attention to that.
I usually do extreme seeds. I'm like more clear those settings, but for those you have item pouches on. It is kind of nice, but yeah, there's like too many items in your inventory at once. Sometimes you just have to like find stuff.
Okay. So I expect chapter 6 to have a lot of stuff. Like, I really do. I hope it does, honestly. I mean, we could do a lot of checks here. Now, what I'm hoping... No, he didn't do it. You know what? Ooh, Black Crazy Daisy. Well, there you go. There's your other blueberry. I think he was saving right there and gonna possibly just go through here because he was gonna save Scum. But that's the thing. I don't know how many blueberries he originally had. But now that it's in a replenishable spot, it doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, that was his first one. Ooh, FP plus. That's not bad.
This is another. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh,
no, go ahead.
Okay. This is like another thing that Rando added. Because like blueberries are typical items normally. In Rando, they made it to the first berry you get, red berry, yellow berry, and in blueberry's case too, become key items. So they don't take in an inventory slot. They don't have to worry about managing inventory around those berries for chapter 6 checks, which is a nice quality of life thing.
And because they are key items, if you use the wrong berry on the wrong, flower, they actually don't go out of your inventory. Because I did that before, and I was like, oh no, I lost it. And then I still had it. I was like, oh. Okay, never mind. Generally, this is one of my favorite areas of the game. This part right here, maybe it's because the Amazing Daisy's in this room, but like this whole path I just always really like, at least in the randomizer. I don't know, I usually find something good here, no matter what. Like I feel like it's rare that I don't find something in this line. 2 ultra shrooms. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's a lot.
The only shop left you haven't been to is like Who's Mansion? Oh, Soil. Nice.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Alex.
Now,
I'm going to explain this real quick because Jaycog just did something funky. Oh, the J Rave. Okay, there's a lot of funky
stuff. Oh my god.
So 5 is beatable. Okay. Hopefully, Jaycog stops finding stuff so I could explain. So, what Jaycog did there, if you ride Lackey, like Lackluster, and press C down and C right at the same time, Mario will jump off Lackluster while at the same time opening up the partner menu. And if you switch to another partner, Mario will kind of gain extra height. And if he's under something like that dock, Mario will just kind of clip through it. There's certain other places where that's like where that applies, and it kind of helps get stuff faster. Otherwise, Jacob would have had to like, whoa, that's a diamond stone.
Oh
that's
my
2.
god.
Okay, 6 is loaded. But this generally means that Jacob doesn't have to like swim to that island to do like those blueberry checks.
Wow. Sorry.
Okay, so recap. What did we all find here? We got 2 completion. We got 5 completion. We got like we got good stuff.
Yeah, so like I said about the tracker, you know how I said the stars light up when you have all the items? I don't think either of these racers have that option
I don't
on
think-
right now.
Reason being, because like with that on, the upgrades for like hammer and boots kind of like lag a bit when you try to upgrade them, like on the tracker.
Oh, that's
So
true.
they take it off to go with that.
That is okay. That's why. I remember J-Cog explained that to me once too, and you just reminded me. Holy moly! So technically, you could get Ultra Shroom. Well, I mean, we already Ultra Shroom. I mean, Ultra Hammer too. Like pretty decently early on, mid game on. So that's kind of nice if they decide. Well, no, they're gonna have to decide to go for Ultra Hammer because they did 2 first, so they have to get Ultra Hammer at this point.
And so Ron's probably going to go to 5, beat 5, get the Ultra Hammer, and then that gives them access to Ultra Boots.
Grab it. Yeah, thank you, J-Cog. I love you. So there are 2 badges in this game. They're called Attack FX badges. C and E are generally the best ones and the ones that like everybody likes. Like C makes this weird, just this weird noise in general, but it just sounds funny. And then E is a Yoshi sound. So I'm surprised J-Cog actually grabbed it in the middle of a race.
I'm kind of a Attack XD fan myself.
What is? I can't remember what that one
It's
is.
the bells from Chapter 5.
Okay, yeah, that one is
I
good
check it to
too.
get me if I don't pick it up. So I just kind of learn to like it. I have no choice.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, boot portrait here.
Oh
Okay.
my goodness gracious. Oh. Wow. All right then. Yeah, this place is absolutely. You know what? Something might actually be behind Crystal Berry. Honestly, I doubt it at this point. But I mean, this place is loaded. But I'm gonna be fair. I did have a seed once where I had nothing open for 2.5 hours and couldn't figure out what was going on. The whole seed opened when I went to chapter 4. I'm not joking. Like 6 of the star speeds became beatable, and I got Bombette in the toy box. And then Rip Cheeto gave the final item, and I was like, "This is ridiculous." I never finished that seed, by the way, but I just thought it was funny.
Yeah,
So I was like, "I'm not doing this anymore."
even though we found so many things, the seed is still like kind of on a linear path because these runners already did
Yeah.
all 2 checks, like all of the checks in ruins, so they don't have like obligation to go back there unless they want to beat it. Or are there more Ralph like bad shop checks or just for when they're in go mode and ready to get the game? So 5 is probably the play next.
Yeah, I would go to 5 if I were them, to be honest, too. Because the thing is one thing that's in the back of my mind is the Ruins key that's in the bad shop. And I've had that happen before where the Ruins key has been there and there was a progression item, like behind the 4th key. And I was like, yeah, probably a good idea that I got this. So it's just like, the Ruins are hard because technically to do all the checks in there, you need all the Ruins keys, but you technically don't need all of them to beat the chapter. And when there's progression behind the 4th key, it's kind of like, it can get kind of scary. It can make you kind of nervous, especially if you're in a race setting like this.
Also with note, like for ruins, even though you can beat the chapter with 3 ruins keys, the logic requires you to have 4. So if you've done all the
it
ruins checks
does.
at this point, you can just like hold off ruins until you find the 4th key, so you can do the last check, but that's required. So you don't like accidentally miss something. Have to backtrack there later.
That I did not know. Okay, that's interesting. I'll keep that in mind next time.
It's because like the way logic works, like for puzzles, like I mentioned machine note dictionary earlier, that's to solve like the block puzzle. Like you can just do it every time if you know it. But like
Yeah.
the game kind of expects you to do the steps to actually learn that puzzle solution before going there. And it's the same with ruins. The puzzle of which order to place the stones happens in the room after you put in the 4th key. So they expect you to have the 4th key, use it, and just learn the solution to the puzzle before completing it.
Oh, I'm gonna have to keep that in mind next time. You know, when it comes to Petunia with the mole fights, I usually don't do this at a higher chapter. I save it for last usually. Because, you know, they take a while depending on what setups you have, so
I think the setup
it's just
is
kind of...
Phantom is strong, has power kick
Yeah.
and power bomb. Like that's all you really need to like one turn these moles usually. And plus like
Phantoms is... Go ahead, sorry.
Phantom just kind of like first struck the first mole, does like 6, and then like jump times 1 the second mole or something, put 6 and then power bomb. So like you can just like one turn these mole fights very quickly. And high skill like this is still good experience, right? Dip more into
Yeah.
PvP, I think you want. Which,
Oh yeah, it is vanilla settings.
Yep. And on Jaycog's side, we do have the other forces aspects is Mailbag, Had, Cooper.
And actually, Jaycog has all the partners now, so that's not a worry anymore.
Oh, that's the fourth one he's talking about. So Beam 2 isn't logic now.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Jaycog bought the other key. That's right. I forgot about that.
Well, both runners bought the key because they've gone the super hammer with required 3 keys. Magical Beam?
Oh.
Very close to Go-Mode.
Yeah, this is very, very close now.
We're missing like 2 fortress keys,
And one Tub of Lava key. That's it.
Double Bola key, and Starstone.
Oh, and the Starstone. That's right. I forgot about the Starstone. For some reason, I thought that was already... They already had that too, but it was the red key that he found. Now, I know Phantom's about to kind of look at all the items. He's going to be like, oh my gosh. And you know he's going to like rush somewhere right after. I have a feeling that he is.
Typically for like Go Mode, you want to avoid... you would want to Go Mode Chapter 7 because Ice Palace checks are very slow. And when you Go Mode,
Yep.
even not doing Crystal Palace checks, they're pretty slow. So just Go Moding that just saves a whole lot of time, as much time as you'd like to save, I guess. And that is definitely a possibility that could happen. Like, if I was Jaycog, I would just hope that Starstone is the last thing I find. So I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah,
But
that's...
Go Mode Cooper Force Fortress ain't that bad either, because you avoid the post checks there as well. Because
I see Phantoms.
actually, Temple of Blubba's been like untouched as well now. It's just got Blue Portrait. So there's like
That's true.
a few full chapters we have not even entered yet.
Aw,
Wow,
Phantom.
Barrio.
You got to do it for the fans. Come on, man.
Really not playing towards the crowd here.
Oh, man. I'm kind of curious. I have a feeling that Chapter 5 is not going to have a whole lot, if anything, at this point. I mean, it might have like a single fortress key, but that's all I'm kind of expecting here with how much is open now.
With 3 and 1, just finally the seed's starting to be a little less linear. Like 3 and 1 just open. It's kind of like a 50-50 where you go, right? Especially if you don't find
exactly.
any of the last keys in the volcano. You'd have to make a choice of where you want to go next and hope it's the right one.
In this play in particular, like after Chapter 5, where would you go? Like, would you go to Chapter 1 at this point, or would you go to Chapter, shoot, what was it?
3?
Yeah, 3. I don't know why I was thinking 4 for some reason. I was like, it got stuck in my, maybe because 4 is my favorite number, but...
For my own experience, I think I'd actually make the 3 play. And this is just coming from my own experience. I find a Tubba's key in Tubba's castle so often that I would just play for that. And even
That's
so,
really
like,
valid.
Chapter 1 has like the pits, the pit fight at the very bottom where you only get like Team Vanilla. That's pretty slow, and avoiding that would be kind of cool. And I don't know which actually has more tracks though.
That part I don't know either,
Oh,
honestly.
actually, no, 3 is the correct play because Blue Portrait also gives you the Boost Mansion Shop.
Oh, that's true. Okay, yeah, you're right. Then I would have made the wrong
Wait, actually,
choice.
is there
I would have went to
anything Boost Mansion
1.
Shop? I don't think so. Think about it. I forgot.
Wait, say that again? Is there anything in there? I don't think there were any progression items.
Okay, then never mind.
No.
But I would still like to play.
Yeah, I mean, because Gusty Gulch has a lot of stuff too. That's
Gusty
the
Gulch has-
thing.
Thing, 5 things, and then Tubba's Castle has like another 7.
Eight.
And it's actually
Wait,
kind of close. I rate 3
Yeah.
and 1 kind of like even.
The thing is, though, is 3 is generally faster
Yeah.
due to, you know, not having all the required fights that you have to do.
Yeah, like I would probably do 3.
Yeah, that's actually
Only because like
the
if you
best
find the
call.
last Tubba key in there, you could just beat 3. Or like there's
Exactly.
probability of finding 2 fortress keys in there.
See, and I love Phantom. Phantom actually taught me this trick is using spook strats, especially if you have bow early on. You may not level up as much, but you will get through the seed a lot faster. So it's ooh, okay, fortress key. It is. I actually called that, by the way. I said there's probably going to be a fortress key in here. But
Boost
yeah,
drop,
using
boost
actually.
drop. Yeah, I mean that could be
What?
important. So then I think
Yeah.
of course one free just for that case. Because you can hand a Cooper Shell
Yeah.
on your way to chapter 1. So routing wise that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. But yeah, having spook strats is really, really helpful. And if it's like a lower FP, I mean, you could use it multiple times in succession to help you out, especially for like, not necessarily mid bosses or like mini bosses, but like, you know, like the scripted fights that you have to do.
Yeah. I'm a fan of like early spook, especially for like
Me
if you
too.
have to do toy box stuff and it's like higher scaled.
Yep. That's exactly my reasoning too.
And I'm not even getting the attack effect C badge.
Uh,
Really not playing for the crowd.
He's his mind's going towards a like I need to win this sort of mode, which of course is valid, but
Yeah, like
gotta have a little bit of fun.
but now that like Jaycog is 1 key away from B1 and 1 key away from 3, this is literally like the toss up. So this is where
Yeah.
the C can get like less linear.
Now, what Jaycog did right there is called Flare Carry. I think it's called Flare Carry, right? Or sorry, no, Flare. I always forget the names of all the tricks. I just know how to do them. Basically, there's a room right there where you have to push the block and you have to break all the blocks and make this big old spike ball come. Oh my gosh, there's the Starstone too.
Okay, now. Now, okay, this is a very interesting choice to make. Because as I mentioned, 7 checks are slow, and the probability of like the potential of go moding through Crystal Palace is there. But that's a chapter you beat, the slow chapter, mind you, that you could beat, versus 2 less slow chapters you can't beat that has a lot of checks still. So I want to see where Jaycog goes. Ralph could just have like another key as well, and just say, here, go to this chapter instead.
Oh man, yeah, I'm really curious. I'm really excited to see what Jaycog's going to
Yeah.
choose next. Now, I would like for him to go to 7 because there's a very particular scene in there that if he does do, I can. It's one of my favorite scenes. But if he doesn't, that's okay too.
Yeah, and as was alluded to in chat, the last keys for both Fortress and Tubba's Castle did not hold checks at all. So, like, Logic could place them anywhere because they're not required to find other things, right? They could just be anywhere. I think both runners did a pretty good job of actually doing every check so far that they had access to. So, it's basically nowhere they skipped. They've been pretty thorough.
Yeah.
So these last keys are either in 7, in their respective chapters, or in each other's chapters.
Which can happen. And that's always the terrible thing.
So this is where, like, if Phantom makes the better, like, coin flip than Jaycog, you could just come back from this.
So this is kind of the turning point right here. Like, yeah, Phantom could easily gain the lead after this. And yeah, it like Rigby said, it just depends where the items actually are, because at this point we don't know. This is where the toss-up is. Like, this is where, I mean, honestly, this is basically where RNG is going to come into play. It's just, you got to choose the right chapter. You play spin the wheel and hope that it lands on the right number.
All right, the last key in Fortress had 2 checks. It's the third key that adds nothing, in theory. which could be that too. But
I'm very curious. I myself am like trying to think what I would do, honestly. Like, I really don't know what I would do in this situation now that 7 is open. Because personally, I like 7 if it's at a lower chapter, but at the same time, like you said before, yeah, there is a lot of checks to go through, and it takes a long time.
yeah, finding that Starstone, they're really complicated things.
Yeah.
Because you can beat the chapter and like typically you want to go do checks in chapter you could beat. But if that chapter itself has nothing, then that's a lot of time wasted. And if there's only 2 items left to find, there's a pretty good chance that it might not be 7 at all.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I think honestly, yeah, you're right. 3 is still like the best play here.
Unless that has nothing, that's also a lot of time wasted. Like it is.
Yeah, that too.
Phantom.
But 3 is also very fast too. So I mean, there is that.
Did Jaycog save the last kid?
I don't think he did.
Phantom's doing that right now.
I'm curious because if this has something, I don't know.
I mean, he maybe did bring that. I was watching Phantom. Like it doesn't take a whole lot of.
Yeah, it really doesn't. But I really don't remember Jaycog dealing with a Yoshi Chief at all. He kind of just got out of there.
He probably would have dealt with the Chief after 5.
Maybe, yeah.
Starting wise, save the kid, go put in J-Raven, then do Volcano, then do the Yoshi rewards. Like Phantom's about to do right now. After saving that kid, Phantom's just immediately going to go put in J-Raven.
Yeah. I mean, if you can get the Yoshi kids on the way, if you really, really want to be safe, you can definitely get the Yoshi kids on the way, assuming that you have Watt. But, I mean, it's not absolutely needed to do for a random, especially if Chapter 5 is open.
There's also, like, another play that Jaycog could potentially make is beat Chapter 2. Just because, like, Ralph gives more checks up to 4 chapters beaten. So you could just kind of fist for another chapter to beat. Same with 6. You could beat those chapters and see if Ralph has those keys before committing to a choice.
Of course, I forgot about Ralph. Ralph. Is it Ralph or Rolf? I don't know how to say it.
WF.
It is Ralph, okay.
So I think that, in theory, is the correct play because you don't really lose much because you did most of 6 and 2 checks. Like 6, I think both runners full cleared, and 2 is really just the back room in the ruins with the 4th key.
Yeah.
So you don't really lose anything on those, and you can just kind of like wait on Ralph and see if he has what you want.
Ooh, P up D down. Nice, that's a badge we need. So what P up D down does is it raises your attack by 1, but it lowers your defense by 1. There's actually the opposite badge where it's D up P down or P down D up. What I don't remember what order it's in. And your 1 power goes down, but your 1 defense goes up. So if you put both of them together, well, you just wasted some BP. But but yeah, usually we use a lot of like P up D downs for our races because, like I said, attack power is like everything. And yeah, Jaycog is going for this. I know exactly why, aside from power, why he's going for this. Because he wants to be able to do a couple extra checks. That's why.
Yeah, on your way to
he
7,
can find
there
something.
are checks that are alternates. So Jaycog's making the 7 play right now. You gotta set up all the big void blocks in the way. Yeah, I don't think Jaycog's saving the because I didn't see any volcano base or anything.
I don't think so either.
Unless he did like really fast on like every half a second when he glanced away. The chat or something. But I don't think he's able to. And we don't really are yet because Phantom hasn't done his reward, which he'll do after chapter 5 because it makes predecessor out of him. But yeah, Jacob got Ultra, Boots is going straight to beat 2. So he is probably just waiting to see if Ralph has any of the last 2 keys. Because if he does,
that's actually very smart.
Leave chapter 7 on the back burner.
That's actually a really, really smart play because, first of all, it's much faster. But second of all, you know, it's so that you don't have to check not only just chapter 7, but also chapter 1 or 3 as well. So
Yeah, and when you've already cleared these chapters already, you just have to go fight the boss and the last check you haven't done yet. So it's really, so doing this is mostly making a rough play. Doing anything you can to stay out of chapter 7 until you go, or until you're forced to go there.
And honestly, I can't blame him because at this point in the seed, like I would not want to check chapter 7 at all.
You're only missing 2 things. You have like 3 chapters open and 2 keys that don't add a whole lot, just hiding around.
Ooh, Jacob's gonna do this now. Now, if I remember correctly, this had a maple syrup. It didn't have anything important, not that I remember. All right, Phantom gets the skip too, or like the... So basically, if you go fast enough right there, because of Colorado's text, it allows this platform to move on a universal cycle when you enter the room. So if you go really fast to the text and you're able to jump across the platforms very fast, you can actually reach that platform right there. Now, of course, if he misses it or he like falls in lava beforehand, he can just use Lackey and get across lava. Because for those that don't know, Lackey can actually go across the lava.
And getting that cycle, by the way, is really hard on English. So having both on kind of like get it for what looks really easy is really impressive.
Yeah, it's hard. I failed it quite a bit.
But it's much easier in like the Japanese version, but English is very difficult.
All right, now we got the Ultra Hammer.
I guess Jacob
Now, Mike-
to, like,
oh,
use
go
it
ahead.
before the battle because he ended up using the stopwatch. To buy himself some time.
I get why he did, because I mean they are higher level, you know, enemies, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to use like a life shroom or anything. Or actually, does he even have any healing items left?
Yeah, he's got this.
Yeah, he has a life shroom.
But he could have like.
I was thinking he
just,
used
like,
his last
before the
one.
fight, just like one shot with the power thing.
Yeah,
But he
that's
didn't have
true.
enough of it, so I forgot the people, so just kind of use the stopwatch to buy time. Oh yeah, when I ran the special attacks, the trick did get a little weaker. It's still like different, more difficult.
Now, unfortunately, for those that want to play on the Japanese version of this game, the randomizer is not built for the Japanese version, only for the English version. I can only hope that they do end up making like for the Japanese version in the future. I don't know whether they will or not. I don't know how hard it is to implement that, but we'll see. Because I mean, if you know the game well enough, I mean, we could all just play on Japanese. Text will be faster, even that much faster, you know. But we'll see what happens. That, and I'm hoping for a Super Mario Bros. 3 skin because that one's awesome. The black and red Mario. But we'll see what happens.
So now we have Jacob kind of using that last key. So Jacob was hoping at least find one of the 2 keys and give him like direction. Regardless what key he finds, I would still beat 6 first and see if I would have the other one. So I think 2 and 6 is the play no matter what he finds here.
Yeah, I mean, they're absolutely the fastest, and you know, everything's pretty much done in both those chapters. Okay, so yeah, nothing was there.
I'm curious what decision Phantom's going to make. I imagine it's going to be along the same lines of just wait for Ralph and then make your chapters.
Yeah.
afterwards.
I would honestly be surprised if he did anything else, to be honest. They should also, oh dear. Sorry, just read something right now. Let's see, this is chapter 7 to Tankupa. Oh, this one, although I said the first 3 chapters are pretty easy, no matter what scale they are, if you don't have the right setup, this one is the one that scares me the most.
But considering
The heart, I don't care about. Oh, go ahead.
No, you finish.
I'll just say the heart I don't care about for Tubba Blubba. The Koopa Brothers I don't care about. It's this one that scares me, and it's specifically for Chompy alone. I can't tell you how many times I accidentally attacked Chompy, and it just ruined everything, and I end up using like a life stream or two. I'm like, no, that's not what I meant to do.
But like for this instance, like we're late enough in the seed. We have good boot upgrades. Like Jacob got those boosts. We have Danger Mario set going. Power Bat is on. This is like will be a very fast fight regardless. So fights from this point on will be pretty tricky.
Yeah.
Like Jacob has go out right now, so if he doesn't get like a power bounce off on Toon Koopa like this, he's just out of sight and more damage.
Yeah, that's true. And man, that was super clean. That was very clean by Phantom. Oh my goodness, that was a very clean Lava Piranha fight.
Shadow and Lava Piranha is like actually a joke.
Yeah, but I mean, just like the way he did it, just looks so smooth. I don't know what it was.
Just bound on. Like these runners are so strong right now. Nothing should really slow them down in fights.
Oh, I know. I guess for me, even sometimes I have trouble in a level 1 fight if I'm not paying attention. Like I said, this one's hard too because sometimes I miss the action command. So that's kind of why it's like, oh, that was smooth, you know? Didn't miss anything. Everything was just like perfect. Maybe it's because I'm scared of Lava Piranha too, even though I like Piranha Plants a lot. But yeah, for those that are interested, and I said this early too, but of course there's people coming in and out. So, but there is actually a randomizer page where you can check all of the settings for this game. I mean, there's a lot of different settings. You can have enemies do double damage or quadruple damage. You can even have one-hit KO mode on, which I have yet to try. No, I tried it once. It was hard. And then, you know, you can change the cosmetics of everybody. You can even start this seed without a hammer, without boots, or without both. And you're probably wondering, well, what do I do then? You gotta depend on your partner for a little while before you find either of the items.
Having to jump up ledges with paracarry is just so cursed, but so brilliant.
I know.
It feels like degrading doing it because you're just sitting there for like 20 seconds getting up this easy set of stairs. Just wait for paracarry to lift you up. Kind of funny, but it's so cursed.
Now, for those that don't know, there are a lot of really easy checks to miss in this game. After you beat Chapter 2, Colorado and his team actually leaves this spot right here. You want to go check that tree. I don't remember exactly what's... I think the... No, it's not the artifact. I forget what's actually in that tree in vanilla, but it is... Oh, it is a star piece. Okay, never mind. I guess I would have been right. But you always want to check that spot if you're not in go mode yet, because it can have a progression item. So that's one of those spots you need to check.
That made me up Jake Hogan 6, so Jake Hogan is making an outplay. And there's also one check after you plant in Magical Bean up in the clouds.
Oh, that's true too.
Taking all the quick checks left out of the equation before having to decide to commit to 7 or one of the uncompleted chapters.
Now, luckily, the whole beanstalk, except for this scene, has been can be skippable. I don't know why that one in particular we haven't skipped yet. I don't know if it's just like a flag that needs to be there or what. Oh, he's not gonna even check. Okay, he went to go check. I hope he didn't hear me or something, because it's a repel gel.
Like, if you enter that alone zone and come back, you actually reset the cloud cycle so you can get on it sooner.
Oh, see, what I do is I try to go up to the cloud as fast as I can and jump up, and sometimes I'm able to see what item it is. And then I decide whether I want to go up or not.
If we're going up there, it's definitely like leave the and come back and the cycle. So if it is something
I'm gonna have to remember that.
Paracycle or the loading zone.
I'll remember that for next time. All right, so basically the strategy that Jaycog is going to be using here is he's going to be using Supercharge to constantly up his attack power on his boots. And once he gets into peril, what he's going to do is he's going to use Power Bounce, because not only is the charge going to up his attack by that much, depending on how much he used it, but I think he put Mega Rush on. I hope he did. He will also have an extra 4 attack power already, added onto his base attack, plus what the badges give him. So it's an insane amount of damage. You're about to see it like right now. It's going to be an insane amount of damage. He's going for it again. Well, this is Vanilla 6, so Huff and Puff does have a lot of HP. And plus also too, we don't have super jump charge on, we just have the regular charge on. So he's trying to, compromise for that. Yeah.
I think this might
or
be
not compromise.
He is strong, like, if like power crush and all that.
Yeah, that's really
the
strong.
bounce starts at 60. He's going forever.
Goodness gracious.
Definitely a safe fight.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, and that's the thing too about randomizers. If you want to take the safe way, I'd say do it, honestly. Take the safe fight. Take the safe way. I do that most of the time because it's just, if you do mess up and you die, that's, you end up losing time. So it's like, I'd rather just take this safe and maybe waste like 20 seconds as, compared to like a few minutes. So.
How much FP is Super Jump Charge anyways? Like, they bought it for 30 coins at the very start of the seed.
I don't remember. I saw it at the beginning, I think, but I don't remember how much it was.
I don't know what the FP cost was. I never catch them and running with it.
I think it's because Jaycog knows that he has enough power already, so...
Because, like, if he...
quick change. So for those that don't know what quick change is, when you normally change your partners in battle, it wastes a turn, or it wastes one of the player's turns, whether it's you're switching on Mario or the partner. But if you have quick change, you can switch your partners as much as you want without wasting a turn. And that's actually a badge that Jaycog never got. He never got quick change. He skipped that whole block altogether, if I'm correct.
Super Jump Charge is 5.
Okay.
I only use quick change for final, and that's only if I'm feeling fine on. I'm a feeling fine final Bowser fan. No one else.
Really?
Yeah. It's to like guarantee peril.
That's understandable, but wow, I never really thought of using that there. I'm gonna have to see this for myself.
Like generally, like, if you're in danger, Mario, like blocking Bowser's fire puts you in peril. Unblocking Claw puts you in peril, but with feeling fine, don't get poison. And unblocking Boss Up puts you in peril, but it risks him taking one of your jump attack. But you want the power bounce. And
what I do in
since feeling fine also kind of limits your Repel Gel use. I use quick change bow instead for my Repel Gel. And just bounce off.
That's a really cool strat, actually. I like that. I might try to implement that later. I never tried that before.
If you're scared about like Button taking away your boots, you can just block and hope he doesn't heal if you bounce enough. But it's guaranteed peril, at least.
That is a good strat. I like that a lot, actually. I might try that next time.
Yeah, Feeling Fine definitely uses... Like, Feeling Fine makes, like, a puzzle, like, unusable, but that's why I quick change bow instead for that. Very useful. But that's the only use off of quick change. Oh, quick change is also good for Chapter 7. There's one particular fight...
Yes, I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Yeah, where you're forced to start with Cooper, and no one uses Cooper, so you're kind of like, especially on higher scale Chapter 7, you're kind of just the triple one. So quick change helps you like switch to bow or water or something.
See, when it comes to the final battle, what I generally try to do a lot. Of course, have as much attack power upgrades I can. But one of the other things that I like to do is if I don't have power bounce, I put, D down jump on, because that's going to help a lot. But the other badge I like to put on is usually D down pound. Because say like he does use the button stop move and he takes away my jump, at least I can use repel gels and use my hammer. And like I still deal like a lot of damage. Yeah, it's a little bit slower, but it's guaranteed at that point as long as I have enough repel gels. Yeah, sorry, Jaycog. There's no.
Okay, now this.
Yeah, I mean,
this is where it gets interesting.
So is he gonna check chapter 7? I kind of hope he does.
It's a chapter.
I mean, you shouldn't, but I'm kind of hoping he does. Like I said, there's one part in there that I really like, and I want to say it when we get to it.
Jaycog's definitely on 7 because it makes sense logically. Like you can beat this chapter with a check, so like you're not wasting your time solely for that.
Yeah.
But like if chapter 7 could very well have nothing, there's only 2 items left to find and 2 chapters untouched, right? The 2 dungeons untouched.
Yeah.
So this could pay off for Jaycog, or doing Crystal Palace and having nothing in it just feels bad because you could go over that chapter potentially.
Yep. And that is the absolute worst feeling because I've been in that position before and it absolutely just blows.
I'll answer a question in chat. Rip Cheeto is in logic, but only the first 6 items are. There's settings you can have to just put as much Rip Cheeto items you want, like 6 or like all of them. But for race settings, it's much more friendlier to do the first 6, which is about 28 points, I think.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, too, is anybody who is interested in the randomizer, I know Amber posted earlier in the chat, the actual site itself, but there actually is a preset for race settings. And when you check that and you load them up, you can actually check all the settings on there as well. And like we said before, balanced FP and BP, key sanity, shop sanity, Rip Cheeto logic is at 6 items. Shuffle chapter difficulty. I don't think I'm missing anything else. Oh, and you actually start with 2 magical seeds. I don't think we ever explained that.
I don't.
So generally, to get into chapter 6, with all the flowers and the sun and the happiness, and the defeat the evil cloud. I'm sorry, I just want to say as a fairy tale sort of way, but you generally need 4 seeds to get in there. However, with race settings, we have it on 2. So you start with 2 no matter what, and they're already planted in Minty's like little area. You just need to go find 2 more. All right, let's see if the Starstone check is actually holding anything, or where you would find the Starstone. I mean, it's not bad. The life streams are always good to have. It's just not progression. But I mean, if you don't have any life streams, it is kind of nice to have one.
So it looks like Phantom's like pretty far behind because it's still wait, Phantom actually beats 6. Like, it's that part. So I guess Phantom's not that far behind, but if Phantom makes a better like call here.
This is where I'm kind of wondering where he's gonna go. I honestly, personally,
he's hitting Mailbag now. So now he has Cooper.
Well, he might go to 7 now because I had forgotten about the mailbag. I thought he turned that in way long ago, but...
Oh, I was looking at... No, he did Phantom did beat 6. I was looking at Jaycog's tracker. Phantom's doing 6 now.
Oh, I got confused too.
I was looking at the tracker.
Yeah, so 7 has a lot of checks here. I mean, 7 has a lot of checks. And luckily, this is not a blue key seed, because those are terrible. Dear Lord.
Yeah, especially if blue key seed would be like this late into the random.
Oh, God. I hate blue key seeds.
By the way...
So, generally... Oh, go ahead.
I've noticed, like, a Phantom tracker, like, doesn't have, like, one key, that was key that Jaycog has. Which key is that? Do you remember? You know? Or
I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I do not remember, unfortunately. But Jcog just got the E badge. You know, like when Kirby goes E. Mega Rush. Okay, yeah, he didn't have Mega Rush on earlier. That's what I thought. I was like, hold on, did he have Mega Rush yet or no? I was like, I don't think he found it. But then I was like, he's doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, that explains the extra bounce with them. Because you didn't have the peril like stats. Which finding Mega Rush is good for the end game, because end game usually requires like peril. At least the end game fights are built around peril usually, especially when you're in danger.
Yeah. Also, if you're wondering, they are doing the same seeds, but you can actually change the cosmetic of all the characters after the seed is made. But you'll still be playing the exact same seed, if anybody's wondering that. Which is actually kind of nice that they're showing this off, you know, like this feature off. Because honestly, this is something I love. Because I love customizing my own, but I generally like having like classic Mario, Mario Maker, which you're both using, or like Fire Mario. Like I said, when Super Mario Bros. 3 Sprite comes out, oh, I'm going to be using that so much.
I'm too lazy to do that, so I just take the seed as is.
We are just over 2 hours into this race. Do you want to just, again, for stragglers, folks who have just been filtering in, I just want to remind everyone that this is a community league race of the Paper Mario Randomizer community. And Jay and Rigby have been smashing it on commentary for this match versus Phantom and Jcog. If you want to just once again touch on the general league rules, remind everyone like that this is a season 0, just mostly testing logistics of the league itself, and just kind of cover the rest of that.
You can do it this time, Rigby.
Say that again, sorry. Or Jake.
Oh no, you can do it this time now.
So basically the goal here is all the items are shoveled into any location, and you want to like find them, then get the items you need to beat every chapter. And once you beat 7 Star Spirits, Jacob's working on his 5th right now, and Phantom's just finished 4th. So be able to go to chapter 8, which in this randomizer, Bowser's Castle is completely defeated, taken out, at least with these settings. So when they go to chapter 8, they just have to do the boss rush at the end, and that's it. And so this league just started like beginning of this month actually. Like it's very new. It's our first season 0, if you will. So like the league is divided into 6 groups with similar skill level based on their times on the weekly races and other times in the fantasy leading up to the league. So if you're new and you want to get into like future seasons, you won't be just like put against Jake-Hog or Phantom right away, right? You'll play with other people your skill level and kind of like go together. So this is I think both runners' 3rd race in the league so far. So
When is the league slated to wrap up? How long has it been going?
It started at the beginning of the month, and I think we're trying for around 3 months, 8 games each. Each player will play like everyone in the group like twice, with the exception of like one group that has fewer players. They get to have an extra game with another person. Oh, ultrasound by Jake-Hog. That's actually really good find. Late. But so like idea said do at least 4 before like March 15th. I think like halfway point, and then do the other 4 later. But you can schedule your 8 matches whenever. Like it's these runners 3rd race each, and I've done 4 in my league. I don't know how much Jay's done in yours.
I've done 2. I have my 3rd one on Sunday. I'm a night person, so it's very hard to make matches with the rest of my group. And I'm also PST as well, so that doesn't help any EST people.
May 1st is the last day.
Yeah, May 1st is the last day where all matches have to be done by that day. Now, there is a part here that Jake-Hog kind of skipped. I'm kind of hoping, well, he is going to go back to it. But I really, really can't wait for him to go back to it, because I'm like, come on, man, you gotta do it, you gotta do it, you gotta do it. I want to say this line. I've just been waiting for this whole time. It's the whole reason why I commentate was for this one line. I'm kidding, but it's just a cute scene.
I'm going to talk a little bit more about like the randomization, as there's as there's different settings and base settings use something particular, but it's just beginner friendly. Things are randomized. There's like key sanity, so all the keys are shuffled. The shop items are shuffled. Coins are not shuffled. Pounds are not shuffled. So you don't have to worry about like those locations. There's like mostly like items, shops, keys are like the main things that are shuffled. So it's very easy to get into if you want to do race settings and join like weekly races, which happen every Sunday.
And you know what? If you don't feel comfortable, there's actually beginning settings on the site as well, which helps you start learning the checks and how to progress in the game. I mean, it's a very beginner-friendly randomizer, which I really like. And so if you really want to get into it, hey, check those settings out. Like, honestly, it would help you out. I mean, yeah, it might be really hard at first. It might take a long time at first. That's okay. Even I've loved this game for a long time. I even did speedruns of this a long time ago. So I had some knowledge about the game. I'm going to tell you what, the randomizer taught me a whole bunch more about it that I never knew before. So me, who knew quite a bit of stuff already, learn so much more about this game because of this. And so you can definitely learn too if you want to play. And like I said, the site is open, for anybody to use to create seeds, to do their own way. Like I said, the Discord's open if you're all, wanting to... Ooh, Jaycog's dead right there. That's not good. He miscalculated something. Ooh. That's not good. That's not good at all. But yeah, if you're all wanting to get into this, randomizer, which is awesome, by the way, so you should do it. So please go do it. Join the Discord, join the site, or, check out the site. It's all really cool stuff. But yeah, unfortunately, I think Jaycog miscalculated something right there. So he ended up dying. So he's going to try to take out one of the crystal bits. Only has to take 4 damage, so he can get an apparel right here. He might have accidentally put something extra on or didn't calculate like the math right in this. So that's why that ended up happening. I mean, he still got it anyways. It's fine, but...
I'm going to answer a few questions.
Okay, actually... Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Just a few questions I'm going to answer. For chat asking about like their league record so far, Phantom's currently 1-1, I think, and Jaycog is 2-0.
So we call that the edgy Crystal King, like Shadow the Hedgehog. Oh, out the edge. But yeah, I'm waiting for at least one of these guys to do the check that I really want him to do. Like, I just really want him to do this check. That's all. Because I like I said, I don't like going through chapter 7 too, because there's a lot to do. There's a lot of checks, as you all are seeing how long it takes to get through it, and how hard it is to avoid enemies. But I think Jaycog's gonna do it.
Jaycog didn't find anything in this chapter.
Maybe I was watching Phantom at the time, but did he do the bombette check yet? Not the hidden room, but the bottom room.
No, Jaycog typically does the bombette room after being the chapter.
That's what I thought. Okay. Is that actually faster?
Oh, yeah, because you just home room afterwards.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I didn't even think about that.
But that leaves you open to just forgetting the check is there and just home room without it.
Yeah.
But we'll see if there's anything
They're
here.
literally-
So far, they didn't find anything.
They're literally synced up right now. I mean, obviously, I know they're in different positions, but it's just always funny to see when they're synced up. All right, so they're literally doing my favorite part. All right, like, this is one of my favorite parts of the game. They're literally doing my favorite part of one of the favorite parts of the game, like at the same time. So we're gonna get the double right now. That's a present to me. Thanks, guys. So right here, it's like with the Cooper room. You gotta hammer all the fake bombettes. But bombette gives you a little special something at the end of all this. If you don't hammer the wrong one. Which Phantom almost did. And bombette goes up to you, thanks you, and gives you a little kiss kiss. See? That's all I wanted to say. And it's really cute.
Field your reasons for commentating. Oh! That. Yeah, Jaycog's nodding. That was exactly what Jaycog was fine.
And thanks for putting the CNE on, dude. I appreciate that. Yeah,
The little, sweat.
that little forehead sweat wipe, yeah.
You definitely didn't want to be in a
That's-
position to like toss a coin on which chapter to go.
Yeah. All right, but the only thing is Phantom still has to get through the rest of this area. But at least, Phantom also has kind of an idea of where to go after this as well. However, Phantom still hasn't found the third key, and for the love of God, I can't remember where the third one was.
I never basically looked like Phantom like got everything. So maybe it didn't mark it or wait.
That
didn't
too.
mark it or just forgot something.
I mean, that's always a possibility as well. So one badge that's super helpful in this scene, as you saw, is Dodge Master. Now, in the description, it says makes action commands happen more frequently. So if I'm correct, what it actually means there is, I think you have a few more frames to initiate an action command, correct?
Yeah, it gives you a couple. I don't know the exact number, but it gives you a couple extra frames. So
Okay. Now, the thing it doesn't explain is that it actually increases the odds of how many power bounces you can do on an enemy. When you do power bounces, there's actually a certain cap that every enemy has. And you'll notice when it happens, because if you hit the action command right and Mario jumps upwards and back, that means you got capped. So what damage dodges, it raises the chance of actually getting more bounces in, getting like a higher cap, basically.
yeah,
So damage dodge, Dodge Master can be really important.
yeah, Dodge Master like essentially is more damage output if you're using Power Bounce, just because your odds are getting better. Caps are better, bounces are higher. Jacob's like in a pretty commanding spot right now because we're kind of treading back to linear territory here. Like the way Phantom could potentially come back from this is going to chapter 1 first and finding the last key there, and then go moding chapter 3 and not having to do those checks.
Yeah.
I don't know what type of key he's missing, so that theoretically would be something he's doing. He's hopefully trying to find the key there.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. And for me too, I've forgotten that I had a Tubba Blubba key like twice now. And I couldn't find it. Realized I had all 3 already. And I thought I only had 2. And I was like, okay. So, I mean, this could be also Phantom's situation. He just hasn't marked it yet, but he did get the 3rd key.
Yeah, because I don't remember what Phantom would have done that Jacob didn't.
Because I remember seeing both keys before that last one in the Crystal Palace, but I just don't remember where they are. That's right. Jaycog never got those blueberries earlier.
I did the
Phantom
check
did.
anyway, so I don't think anything on.
Yeah. What kind of makes this randomizer nice too is it allows you to learn like a lot of different little tricks. Like not hard ones, but like ones that can help you skip little areas, which I only knew like 1 or 2 of them maybe, like pie jumps. Actually, that's about it, if you even need to use it. Because by that point, when you enter chapter 1, you have paracarry, so you don't need it. But I mean, there's other little clips and other little stuff, that's just, they're fun to do. They're satisfying. And doing it in a race setting like this is also very satisfying. Also, oh, poor Stanley. Oh no, the Horman. Oh, they ate him.
I have no empathy for Stanley. He was in my way.
Oh, How dare you? I mean, they are ghosts. You got to think either Tubba Blubba has a stomach that blocks ghosts from getting out, or you know what? It's Mario logic. I'm not going to question it, so we'll just leave it be. All right, so the way JCog is doing the Tubba Blubba's mansion. So if you have all 3 keys, it's actually faster to go through this way first. And you'll see why. Because if you go to the left, you do go to the bottom rooms. However, there is a room where you can block a wooden panel. And there's a spring under. And so he's going to go ahead and break that and come back to it later when he has to circle around. You'll see the exact route right now. Let's see what Phantom does for the Ice King. Ice King, this is an Adventure Time. For the Crystal King. Ooh, I like the gold. I always love the red and gold because he's Santa Claus. So we call Crystal King Santa Claus here when he's wearing the red and gold. And that was easy fight. Ooh, Phantom played that smoothly. I like that.
Yeah, I saved a bit of time over JCog who had to use the live stream there.
Oh yeah, it saved quite a bit of time. But there's also Rip Cheeto, who also is Santa Claus. I think it's in JCog's side where he's like red, and we call him like the underground Santa, or like the fake Santa, or the sewer Santa.
Rip Cheeto does kind of look like Santa, like that.
Yeah.
Sewer Santa, I guess. Yeah, those are my favorite Crystal King colors, by the way.
They're one of mine. I like that one and the green one a lot. I don't know why, I just like the green one. Even though it's like not spectacular, it just looks nice. But yeah, the red one is extreme, especially with the gold like ice bits.
Oh,
those
yeah,
are beautiful.
I like it a lot.
Who does he? Oh, that's right, because he got Ultra Stone late. That's right. That's right. I was like, wait, who does he need to upgrade? But yeah, now that we have Ultra Stone, now we can rank everybody up to their Ultra rank, which gives them a new move and actually ups their power too by 1. So it's kind of like getting Super and Ultra boots and the hammer respectively with Mario.
Interesting.
So, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, no, you didn't want to cut you off.
I was just going to say, we see what JCog is doing right now. If you pay attention, we could get right back up to the 2nd floor right here.
Yeah, I was saying that it's interesting that JCog's choice for Ultra Rank is Paracarry is linked to the scene. Typically, oh god, the artifacts there.
Oh no.
Because typically, you want to upgrade Watt for Ultra Rank because Watt has this like property where she pretty much ignores defense, which is a very powerful tool, especially late game with Bowser, who has like defense. And in terms of Ultra blocks, that's probably the last one you'll see this year because there are none in Chapter 1. So JCog would have to go like out of his way for another Ultra block if he wants to upgrade Watt.
He doesn't absolutely need to do it. Like there's seeds that you can do without Ultra Stone. It's just hard. It is very hard.
But I guess it's probably faster. Like Shellshot's 1, right?
Yes.
So, like Shellshot's a fast attack, so Shellshot Ultra Rank does the same amount of damage as like Watt Ultra Rank. Just one.
That is true.
Faster way to go.
Yeah, that you're right. Yeah, you're exactly right on that. I was like trying to do the math in my head. But yeah, you're definitely right. Because, of course, there is defense too. But yeah, even with 1 defense, like it's still going to do 5 hits. The only time where that's going to change is if... Well, actually, when we're in Bowser, he's probably going to use Watt anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, then it's totally fine.
Also, this is interesting. Like, Phantom's in Koopa Bros Fortress right now. And you can see that JCog didn't find the last key. I don't know where this other type of key that Phantom might have missed is, but if he finds like the first key here, then we put him in a spot.
Yeah,
I don't know what
I'm gonna be real. When Chapter 1 has been last, I usually find the fortress key here, of all things. And that's happened like 2 or 3 times now. So there is a huge possibility that Phantom is going to find the fortress key here.
Yeah, I can't think of anywhere else to do other than except for like the Yoshi saving, but we know that isn't anything.
Yeah. So there's a little clip here you can actually do where you skip a lot of the chase scene, pretty much all the chase scene, and you just go on the other side of the bridge like that. And now you're back down over here. Ooh, repel gel. Now, for me personally, I like to be safe, so I would definitely go get it, but most likely, if I didn't have any.
For final Bowser, you don't need any more than 1 repel gel. So if they have,
See,
like,
I always bring in like
multiple,
3. I always bring in like 3 for safety, just in case something goes like AWOL. Or awry, rather, not AWOL. Oh, if Phantom, I'm just going to call it right now. If Phantom does not find that last key here, I don't know if he can catch up.
I mean, it has to be. I can't think of anything else where it could be.
Yeah. I mean, there's still 2 checks right now. There's the Bomb-It partner check, and then there's also the pit.
And then there's the 2 after the last key. So there's 4.
Well, that,
Or no,
you
not
have to have the
last
fourth
key.
key for that.
You need the last key. So yeah. There ain't any glitching going on in this scene. That doesn't make no sense.
Yeah, I don't think
But
that's
so
going
there's
to
2 checks
happen.
left. There's no way.
All right, so we have the pit.
There's no way it's vanilla pit, right?
I mean, I've found a vanilla actually here before too, so it could be.
I can think Russell. Because I know Jacob's been like really fair and has done everything.
Yeah, you know what? It has to be here.
Wait,
There's nothing else they can
unless
do.
Cooper Shell.
That too. That is true. They didn't. Neither of them turned it in because they don't have it. And it could be under artifact too.
Oh yeah, it could
And
be under artifact.
Phantom doesn't have that yet.
I guess Jacob's finding artifact in this case doesn't hurt because after you beat chapter 2, Colorado kind of moves to Kuba Village. So on your way to Fortress,
That is
you can
true.
the artifact and Cooper Shell.
I wonder if he was thinking that too. Honestly, he's like, "Oh, that kind of works out," you know.
So like routing wise, it's actually pretty fine.
Yeah. You got that spook. God, this is why, like, Bo isn't my absolute favorite partner in this game, but she's my favorite partner to start with. For 2 reasons. One, to enter chapter 4 early, and because if you can get to a power upgrade block, to get spook immediately. Like, that is my favorite start. Because, woo, you can move through fast. I'm very curious what Phantom's gonna find in the pit here. Like, I'm really, really curious. Like, it has to be a key at this point.
Yeah, I can't think what these runners are otherwise. Off the top of my head, they're pretty thorough.
Yeah, because they did Petunia, they did Anti-Guy, they did the Goomba King, they did all the Ultra Boots checks. They did all the Yoshi Kid stuff too. Yoshi Kid, Face, and the Yellow Yoshi. Yeah, so I can't really think of anything
This
else.
is here.
And there's nothing. It has to
Guess
be
the
at this
vanilla.
point. Because if it's not, I don't even know where it is.
It is not.
It's not.
Oh yeah, I guess it could be. It could be the.
Oh right,
Cooper
the
Shell,
artifact or
yeah,
Cooper
it's-
Shell.
so-
Or the record. Oh no, it's not under record because
Jacog did record.
Jcog did it.
I don't know what it
Yeah,
was, but Jacog did it.
yeah, it was really nothing important. I remember that much. So yeah, it could be under one of these checks. So yeah, Phantom's gonna go check the record right now. What Jcog is probably gonna do on the way to chapter 1 is check the artifacts. I mean, outside of that, I think pretty much Jcog is about to enter go mode, honestly.
Yeah, Jacob's pretty close. I still can't even think what the Phantom and Vesper was, so maybe one of those forgot to mark it.
You know what? They haven't found the lyrics yet either. I just realized that.
Are we about to do like some sort of like chain side quest?
That's what I was just thinking of right now. And I've seen that happen before, and it's not fun. That's right, Cooper Shell is here. That's right. I couldn't remember where. I remember I saw Cooper Shell, I just couldn't remember where it was. I was like, I know they've seen it. Now, the thing is, too, it's also possible to find items like the lyrics up in Starhaven, which you can only get to if you have all 7 star spirits. So that is also a possibility.
Yeah, and in that
Like,
case,
if you haven't
it's
found an
not-
item. Yeah. Or even some badges, too, like that you really need, like a Power Rush, or like, you know, the PFD down could be up there, too. And it's terrible. Yeah, when you fight Power Rush up there, that's like the worst like troll you can think of. Like it's terrible when you find it up there.
See what Cooper Shell has. It's not this, that's
So
the
either-
artifact, right?
Yeah, it's one of the. It has to be at this point.
There it is. Yeah,
There it is.
Cooper Shell.
All right, Jcog is now in go mode. He's gonna check
And
the
he's happy with
artifact.
that one.
Never mind. Never mind. I thought he was gonna check the artifact anyways,
So because of this, like Jaco gets to skip the entirety of the fortress.
which is really nice.
Phantom
Well, Phantom
checked.
already did it. Yeah. So I want to say one of Phantom's major mistakes was kind of near the beginning more, when he had where he didn't finish chapter 4, but he had also double dipped in what chapter was it now? And he didn't need to double dip there. I just can't remember what chapter it was now.
Was it not rugged?
I think it was, yeah.
I guess the play was fun because like 7 have 3 things in logic, but I probably still wanted to play it and still like don't do it.
Yeah.
And the other things like where this public key that he does not have is because if he had it, I'm sure he would have made the 3 play as well before 1.
Oh, yeah.
Been on the same like still would have been Ben Jagog, but still would have been like on the same path.
And that's the thing I'm trying to wonder, like, where did he miss that 3rd Tubble Blubba key? I really cannot remember. And it's really bugging me. I might have to go back and watch it myself.
Yeah. Either forgot to mark
Oh,
it.
it was Mount Rugged. Okay. Honestly, I wouldn't say that finding the Ultra Stone is the worst thing. Like, finding the Ultra Stone in Starhaven is the worst thing, because you technically don't need any of your partners at Ultra Rank by the end of the game.
For me, it's last stand. I think I'm last stand.
Last Stand in Starhaven's pretty bad. Power Rush is honestly the biggest blow in the face in my case, because you either don't get it, and you either do your 10 or 15 HP, you know, not routes, but your setups, and you knew that you could have had this much earlier. Now, well, I mean, you couldn't have, but it's just like, well, either I could just go with 10 or 15 HP into Starhaven and just do Bowser the slow way, and possibly the harder way, or I can waste time and go all the way back down and do, you know, Chet Rippo and have to come all the way back up, you know? It's just like a waste of time at that point. It's like, well, especially if you're in the midst of a race, you know, you don't want to have to go all the way back down there and then come all the way back up.
Yeah. For me, Power Rush
So it's just,
in there is like not too bad because like for my endgame fights in Chapter 8, I play around Peril anyways. I actually don't use Power Rush that often. I will even unequip it for some
Okay.
fights where I know I'm not going to get it. Especially with my whole like feeling fine quick change setup where I'm like guaranteed Peril
Oh,
final.
yeah.
I won't need Power Rush in that sense.
the thing is, one thing I would like to relearn is how to do glitchless strats again for Final Bowser, because I know that's pretty fun too. But you do enter the fight with 15 HP.
Yeah.
I have to relearn that.
Yeah, glitchless fight's like a good like fallback if you're not going to Danger Mario, don't have like the resources or time to do so.
Exactly.
Like I always keep an HP plus in my inventory early just in case I have to fall back to it. I'll have HP plus to like mess around with my HP. Yes, Chad, I'm a feeling fine fan.
Yeah, so air raid, outside of, you know, enemies with defense, it is always a base attack of 6. which is really nice, honestly. Like, if you're good at pressing buttons, because, you know, Sushi does have the tidal wave move, if you're really, really good with, like, being able to react to certain buttons fast, you might get, like, an 8 attack. But the only problem is that attack does take long.
I get 5 if I'm lucky. I get so hard.
Yeah, I always have a hard time with that attack. But yeah, Jagog is about to take the last Star Spirit here. I mean, especially at a level 2, this battle's not hard. He did way more damage than he needed to right here. I don't know why he did.
Send a message.
Oh, so people have asked the question. So you see how the palettes of the Cooper brothers are different. So a lot of the times you can see Cooper brothers with the same, like 2 Cooper brothers with the same palette. So somebody actually asked, is it possible for 3 or 4 to be exactly the same colors? The answer is yes. But I just saw it last night. All 4 of them were clothed in black. And it was actually Jaycog doing it. We all just started busting up.
Okay, Phantom didn't mark it. He has all 3 keys.
Cool, okay. Then he just didn't mark it. Okay.
Which might have... It's either like the rest of your play or it just waited his decision against Chapter 3. Because he was able to beat Chapter 3 and didn't come in, did Fortress first.
Okay.
So I think him not marking it just kind of like waited the decision and just made the wrong play.
Maybe. All right, so Jaycog now has all 7 Star Spirits. So now Jaycog has access to get into Bowser's Castle. So to get to Bowser's Castle, you have to go to Star Haven. Excuse me. Now, what the race setting has is called a boss rush mode, which basically you skip all of Bowser's Castle. You don't have to do any of the prison sequence. You don't have to do the middle of his castle. You just go straight to the Dupligos fight, and it's all bosses right from there. Dupligos, Junior Troopa, Hallway Bowser, and Final Bowser. So that's what boss rush mode is, which is really nice, honestly, because I'm going to say this right now. Probably my least favorite part of this game is Chapter 8.
Me too, like...
So, go ahead.
In like the earlier stage of the rando, we didn't have boss rush mode. We had like a faster Bowser's Castle mode. Where like it was just generally like the bigger rooms that meant more, but it was still like slow. You still have to do like tricks, like certain Chapter 8 tricks just to do it fast. And which weren't kind of allowed in race settings because they were kind of difficult. So you had to just take the cannon fights. And at that point, it just like Bowser's Castle means nothing because you're always in go mode. You're just kind of waiting. But the boss rush just pretty much add all the exciting moments of Chapter 8. Just puts it.
Right. Honestly, that was one of the best quality of life options they could have added. Honestly,
we're seeing Jaycog actually taking random fights right now. Because ideally, you do not want to level up on Junior Troopa. Because that makes Hallway Bowser a little bit awkward. Because you will be a peril. When you level up, you'll be full health. And you would ideally like be in peril. So Jaycog's taking extra fights for extra experience to level up. So you'll probably see him fight the Dupligos fight before the Junior Troopa fight. Just so he can get that level up.
at his current level, is he actually going to be able to get star points from the Dupligos? He might get like 1, I would think, but
alternatively, he could just
like
fight one of the embers right here, and that'll do the trick.
that is true too. Because if he did, then he would definitely avoid
Like he's
that.
only missing 4 experience, so
Yeah. So once you're at a certain level, when you start fighting weaker enemies, you actually don't get experience points or star points from them anymore. So, you gotta make sure that you keep that in mind. To the audience, I mean, I know you know that, Rigby. I meant to everybody that's watching.
oh yeah, I got that.
So here comes Phantom doing the bridge check. So there's like a very certain way that you have to do it. And what happens is Carry brings you all the way up. And you go over that and you just go straight through the door. Which ends up saving, I think it's 20 seconds? I don't remember exactly how much it is. Yeah, honestly, if we could do this in a vanilla game where we just end up right at the Dupla Ghost fight, I would be A-okay with that. Because the thing is chapter 8's pretty long. Like, I get it. It's a long chapter. You have to go through all the prison and, through, Bowser's castle, which in a first playthrough is pretty cool. Because, you get to experience it. But it loses its charm quick after the first playthrough. Oh, it's a normal Peach.
For badges for Junior, you typically want a charge badge, power bounce, and damage dodge. Because when you're in Danger Mark with Last Stand and all, damage dodge will allow it, so blocked hits from Junior will do 2 damage. So that gives you 2 turns of charge, and while you're in peril, you pretty much go for a 5 cap, I think will kill. Like 5 cap plus shell shot will probably kill. And with Dodge Master on, that's pretty likely to happen. Yeah, back in the old days of how to do Chapter 8, the quizzes for... Like the typical quiz in Chapter 8 is the same every time in vanilla, but that was randomized, the answers to that. So you actually had to do the quiz. I
forgot about that.
You had to pay attention. It was rough, I failed that quiz so many times. I just can't pay attention to that. It's too hard.
I completely forgot about that, to be honest. Yeah, that was like back in, before it was changing like April or May or something like that.
I locked that in like the depths of my brain, hoping to never use that information ever again.
So generally, I only put damage dodge when I'm in this battle with Junior Troopa. But then I saw that J-Cog had used P up, D down. But for some odd reason, I thought that made Junior Troopa do 3 in a blocked attack. But J-Cog told me no. And I was like, did I do something wrong? Like, I don't know what I did.
It's like in Last Stand, like Junior Troopa does like 3 block mode without P up, D down. And with damage dodge makes it.
Okay. Yeah, so J-Cog got capped right there. Just didn't have enough damage in general, so... I don't know.
So this fight is...
This is going to be hard because I don't know what his items are right now exactly.
One of those items better be a life room.
Well, this better work. I mean, and timeout better work here.
Making timeout on Koopa. Now I've seen it all.
Isn't this like a 30% chance or something like that? Or dink? Nope.
Classic.
Dink, please. Yeah, I don't know if he has a life shroom. I would think that he has 1.
Yeah. Like coming here without a life shroom, like
dangerous.
Yeah. Because you need at least 1 life shroom or at least 1 pelt off the farm, typically.
That is true.
But losing a life shroom in Junior just doesn't feel good because that's 1 less life shroom for farm.
Yep.
Unblocking that put him back in peril. Yeah. You can tell J-Cog was a little bit upset that he blocked that attack.
And Bo can't attack him. Because he has too much defense. She'll do nothing against him unless she had Fan Smack. Even then, I don't know if she could still hit him.
Fan Smack would do like 1 damage per hit, but like 3 FP.
Yeah.
So it's not really good against enemies with defense like Junior.
It's really not. Like, it's a cool move. It could do 10 damage.
It's 60% on Junior? Wow, okay, J-Cog got really bad. I know it's like 30 on Hallway Bowser.
Oh, it's 6. You know what? I'm thinking of the Hallway Bowser. Yeah, that's 30% for timeout.
I don't take timeout in all except for maybe Crystal King, so I don't know timeout if it is 7 to 12.
See, one strat that I've actually been using on Junior Troopa is I've been using like Dizzy Stomp or Sleepy Stomp, and generally it works. So I'm able to kind of prepare enough so I can kill him. But, I mean, that's risky in of itself, so...
J-Cog is safety saving, which tells me he doesn't have another life room.
Alright, Phantom's now in go mode. Phantom is now in Gomo. He just found the last fortress key behind Cooper's shell, so he's heading to chapter 1 right now. Now, unless JCog really messes up right here, like, I mean, really bad, I mean, this is pretty much JCog's win.
I mean,
He's
it's possible,
very
like,
far ahead at
JCog
this
doesn't have any
point.
live streams left, so a death here means resetting.
Oh.
Still one live stream,
Well, he
okay,
has
so he's just safely saving those.
Yeah, he has one, but it's still very risky.
Yeah, I think one live stream would be fine.
You know what I always do? I always bring like 3
Well-
live streams, like 4 repel gels up here.
JCog's in a weird spot because he blocked Junior's lightning attack, though. He's not a full health, so he can't do the Bowser hits. But he's not 1 HP, so he can't just jump in. Or maybe he could if he gets good enough bounces. But he's not in peril. He's losing out some valuable damage.
This is gonna be rough. I don't know what's gonna happen here.
He is gonna bounce. That qualifies
Or
as a
just
good
get
enough
a
bounce.
just get a 6 cap. I mean, sure, okay, that's fine. But he's still not in peril. That's the only problem. And the thing is, his final Bowser has a defensive +2, so
Final Bowser is the same thing. You just
damage-wise.
bounce out of sight, bounce again. But he's still losing
That's true.
damage because he can't blot or pair carry in this case. on
That's
Final.
true.
So you just have to bounce out of sight while not being in peril.
But I mean, honestly, even though JCog is entering into Final Bowser here, and Phantom is just getting the chapter 1 boss. Like, honestly, this has been a really good race today. It was an exciting one. I know that their paths kind of strayed a little bit and went a little bit different ways, but that kind of makes the beauty of this randomizer. It's just there's so much to kind of think about and decide where to go. Like, especially when everything opened at the end there, it's like, okay, well, what do I do next? And so, I mean, honestly, like, these two are really, really good racers. They're really good Paper Mario players. So it's very nice to see them, go about this and being able to race and kind of show off all this today. Like, honestly, I hope everybody in chat, everybody who's watching gives them a round of applause when they both finish. Like, they both did very well today.
So now we're entering Final Bowser for JCog. The goal here is pretty similar with how strong he is to just bounce, then bounce some more, then you keep on bouncing to Phase 2, you kind of have to work around this. You kind of have to put you in peril, which is like fire from turn 1 would be ideal. But since
you're
he's at
right,
2 HP
Bowser-
now, we can't really rely on tail in Phase 1. So he's losing out on good damage.
And you're right, Bowser in the Hall only has a defense of 1, but Final Bowser has 2.
Yeah,
That's
Final
what I was
Bowser's
saying.
2 always.
Now, where JCog is at right now, this is one of my other, like, favorite parts of the game, but unfortunately they took this whole part out, and, there's actually an emote out there, on 7TV, it's called Amy Twink. There is a fight after this, or the second phase, but right before the second phase start, there's a whole cutscene with Peach and Twink has to fight, Magic Koopa, or Cammy. She has to fight Cammy Koopa, all that sorts of stuff. So, hold on. Did JCog stream freeze?
Okay, it's not just me then. Nothing.
Okay. Uh-oh. It scared me really bad because I was like, are you guys there? Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
Right at Phase 2. That's really unfortunate.
I know. Let me see. Right at the end, too. Is JCog streaming on his... let me check something real quick. Oh no, he's out.
Oh no.
Oh no, not
Yeah, he's. Oh no. Oops.
right at Final Bowser too. Oh, we got Phantom and Gilmore right now though.
Yeah, we do.
This is looking like I'd say around a 305-ish, maybe a bit faster than that, if he has a good enough ending.
Yeah.
It takes around 10 minutes from like hard touch to beating the game with good fights.
Yeah. But I mean, knowing how Phantom, takes care of these fights, he'll be perfectly fine, honestly. So I think he's also more well prepared as well.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with like Jaycog's fight to like end up in that situation he did. Because the thing with just using like pair carry or like watch for like chip damage was fine. You didn't really need to go out. Because if you're using bow, you're losing on value damage on Junior, and you kind of need that damage plus your charges to one turn him like that.
It was honestly probably just a miscalculation, honestly.
Yeah, it's possible.
Especially since Junior Trooper uses Thunder move, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't usually use that. Yeah, he always uses his magic, which is much different. So I was kind of surprised that he uses Thunder, because that's a lot less of a chance that he would use that move.
I think on blocking either or put him in peril as well. So blocking Thunder really hurt as well.
Ooh, Goth Peach, my favorite. I'm sorry. That is my favorite Peach outfit. I don't know if it's anybody else's. Maybe it just reminds me of my teenage days, but Goth Peach, whew.
Reminds me of Shadow Queen.
Yeah, that was about
TTYD.
Yeah.
That's what made the comparison too. That's why I like that Peach outfit, because it reminds me of Shadow Queen.
I actually didn't think about that. Okay, so Jaycog did finish. He did say that he got a 256.18. But of course, like everybody saw, his stream cut out. It cut out for us too, right after he finished phase 1. So, I mean, I trust, we all trust that Jaycog did finish, because he was pretty much at the end anyways, and Bowser's not really hard to deal with after that. But yeah, hopefully we get
incredible time for this, by the way. It's not that easy to get.
Honestly, hold on a minute. Jaycog just got a 256.18. That's actually a PB for him.
Oh, is it?
His PB's like his PB's like a 303.
Oh, is this?
Or 302 or something like that.
Yeah,
I know he's always tried to get it. Like, he was just talking about this literally last night. He's like, I'm still trying to get the sub 3, and it's just been really hard. He can't get it. He literally just got it.
Is this for sub 3? Yo, that's hype.
Yeah, it's a sub 3, all right. That's actually a really good time. I'm very sad that we didn't get to see that, but at least we get to see it on Phantom's side how like the rest of the battle goes.
So Phantom also in the same situation, kind of eating his life stream. But this ending's going to play out different because Phantom's leveling up here for Junior. So whether he blocks his attack or not, if he doesn't, Carl.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
But he's going to heal back to full anyways from the level up.
But yeah, for those who don't know, Jaycog's stream died. I mean, I think you can all see that. He did get a 256.18, so that is a PB for him, so definitely GG's to him. And if y'all want to clap for him or GG's or whatever you want to do, you can do that for him. Because his internet is still out right now, unfortunately. So yeah, we're just wrapping this up on Phantom's side. We're gonna see him go through Hallway Bowser and through Final Bowser. But yeah, I mean, this is honestly, like I said before, try the Paper Mario Randomizer, everybody. It's fun, and if you love Paper Mario, play it. Honestly, I can't say anything more about it. Just play it. It's awesome.
Yeah. Hallway Bowser fight when you're at full HP will be like slightly different. The same thing like you saw J-Cog do, just bounce. But since you have full HP, you will not need to out of sight. So Paracarry will be able to attack for extra damage. Plus, if Phantom gets fire attack from Bowser and unblocks it, that will actually put him in peril for phase 1 for final, which is more damage output.
And then if he gets like high caps, oh man, he could have Bowser in like 30 HP by the time second phase comes on. That's always nice to see.
So let's see if he can get the peril right now. Oh, he gets it off. So if
easy
if he like
hallway.
unblocked that, I would have done 3 damage plus the poison for 1. He actually still would have been in peril into final.
Actually, yeah, that would have worked.
That would work
That's
as well.
such like, that's so situational though. I think
Yeah.
that did happen to me once.
Like no one like there's a higher chance for you to get fire, so no one's going to do the math of claw as Bowser's running at you. But that is the thing to know. Because you typically are beating him turn 2. Especially when you got like a very good first turn like that.
Yeah.
I think Phantom's in a good spot. Phantom's like kind of jacked on live streams. Phantom probably won't even need them. Maybe
Probably
one at
not,
most,
honestly.
if things go wrong.
Honestly, I think this is going to go very smoothly, and he's just going to get super good luck here, so...
So this fight will be
I
very
have-
similar
Yeah. Oh,
to J-Cog's.
go ahead.
Bounce some more. Bounce is
I
such a
have
powerful
to
tool. in your-
ask.
Okay, sorry, go on.
Does the random remove the basically auto scroller Peach and Twink fight?
It does.
Unfortunately.
Oh, I'm happy about that.
I mean, in terms of speed, I am, but with
Yeah.
how cute it is, I mean, it's Twink. He's such a good character. I love that character.
For a while, the fight used to be in, but it was like turn 1, Twink did 10, and the fight was over. It was just comical. Twink just 1 turn camp. But in one of like the recent quality of life updates, the fight just got thrown out altogether. So once you didn't get to see it with J-Cog's go down, but once Phantom finishes this phase, the end of Cammy fight cutscene starts.
But yeah, so in this fight, yeah, you gotta use Star Beam, and it doesn't work. You're like, all the stars get hit away, and then like, oh no, what do we do? And then you're supposed to use, you know, Twink to fight Cammy Koopa, and then Twink becomes part of the Star Spirits, and then, you know, use what's called the Peach Beam, because Peach prays to the stars that, you know, Mario and the stars are strong enough, blah, 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 blah. The reason why I miss this fight is because Twink has like this little angry face, and we call it Angy Twink. And it's like a
Oh,
little
yeah.
emote where he's moving back and forth. It's like really cute.
Yeah, he's like waggling angrily.
Oh, it's so cute. I love it so much. I mean, he's happy here. I mean, look at, he's this cute little star kid. But yeah, so this is the second phase of the fight. I mean, really nothing much different here. We just use Peach Beam, honestly, to get him out of this mode, which does make him invincible, which is funny because the Star Rud in Hallway Bowser, if he does use Star Rud, he's actually not invincible there. He just has more defense. But you could still beat him. But when he actually uses a Star Rod here, he's invincible. You can't do anything about it. So you have to use Peach Beam.
We saw Bowser give Phantom like a fire turn 1, and blocking that puts him in peril. So, yeah, he has quick change now, so he's going to quick change and not a separate bow.
Yeah, it's over.
No need
Phantom's
to
done.
and Bowser's at 17 HP. Like,
Now, another thing
3
to
cap
note
wars,
here.
3 cap kills.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He's going to be fine. Unless he misses
So,
like an action
in 2
command, he's
turns,
going to be
Bowser just
fine.
dies.
See, this is how easy the final battle can go, but you have the right setup for it. But GG, Phantom. GG. You did
Everyone
it, dude.
get your GGs out.
GG's.
That is a major GG. 30609. I like that number. 369. No,
There's,
GG's
a very
to
low
both
field
racers.
so that's a anything sub 310 is like really solid. And since Phantom
Oh,
pretty much like
yeah.
full cleared, that's like really good for just full clearing the game.
That is extremely well, actually. That you're right. That was a full clear.
As a very,
Yeah.
very enjoyable race. Even with the unfortunate timing on JCog's internet just deciding to give up.
Yeah.
But I think Phantom can hear us now. How are you feeling, Phantom?
I don't know where that third Tupper key came from, but apparently I had it. That was
Oh.
definitely. That was why I went to chapter 1 instead of 3.
Yeah.
I think the Tubby keys were Beach, Forever Forest, and Ice Palace. Like I know Jaycock had those 2 keys for like a long time, so it's
Yeah, I
definitely
don't-
a key you missed.
I probably didn't mark the one on the beach because there was a lot of stuff there.
That's understandable.
Yeah. The seed was actually really good. And I wish I had played it like it was good. But that's about all.
I mean, you still played it really, really well, Phantom. I thought you
Oh,
did.
yeah.
My only regret is full clearing the entire thing, but the only 2 checks I didn't do were the 2 at the top of chapter 1 Fortress. But it happens.
I also just want to thank both you and JCog for putting on a really fun to watch race, and also huge thanks to Jay and Rigby for commentating that. That was really good commentary, keeping folks up to date on what was going on, explaining a lot of things about the randomizer, all of its settings, how the league works. It's a lot to carry. I've done commentary for non-randomizer tournaments or like other related competitions in speedrunning, and it is hard. So trying to commentate a randomizer on top of that when you have branching paths, like y'all did absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch this back later. Hear what you guys said.
Also, I just want to shout out, if you haven't followed either the commentary or our runners, especially Phantom and JCog, definitely go check them out. I'm going to link their streams in the chat. Go follow them. They are awesome. Shout outs to poor JCog with the internet outage. I know that his face on the stream wasn't the same exact face we had on our feed on Discord, but he looked shocked, like a "oh god, what is happening" sort of face. Like when his feed froze, and I'm like, "Oh no."
Yeah, that honestly sucks, but
Still a phenomenal time.
internet.
And
Yeah,
a PB.
exactly. Yeah, and a PB of all things. Like,
Something's really good.
yeah.
And also, finally, if y'all want to check out the Paper Mario 64 randomizer and check out the community in the and the league, their weekly races and everything, go check out the website. There is a link to the community Discord right in the top right as soon as you hit the homepage. And you can also check out the randomizer itself. They have a preset for seed settings for the races, for beginners, all sorts of other settings. And Phantom also programmed the tracker. It is very beginner friendly. Go take a look at that as well if you want to get into this. And do y'all have a channel where other league matches are being streamed or anything? Is that a no?
League matches we aren't really streamed. People just like schedule races and do whatever. However, there is a channel called Pape Races where every couple of weeks there will be a race streamed and just like a weekly race. Anyone can just join if they want. Race settings, same settings you watched, and those are restreamed every couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Next of which
should be every other Sunday.
5 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
Awesome. And speaking of things that start at various times at Eastern, just so y'all know, if you don't know, if you haven't seen our hotfix content regularly, you should check us out. We stream weeknights starting at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. Did I say that right? It's 1 p.m. Eastern, right? It's not 12 noon. Yes, it's 1 p.m. Eastern. So weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Eastern on weekends. And we have tons of different shows, tons of different content. If you run something, maybe you do Paper Mario Randomizer but glitched, maybe you do bingo, maybe you do TASes, or maybe you just like to grind runs of, your favorite speed game. Submit your runs over to Passion Project. If I go ahead and if I know how to type, I can't type my own. I keep trying to type P-A-D-D-I-O-N, Paddin.
Hey.
Oh, Jcog has rejoined
Thank you.
us.
I love
Welcome back, Jcog.
They're great.
Said no one.
Well, I asked Phantom this. I have to ask you as well. How are you feeling after that? Internet outage aside.
Yeah, other than that, I definitely made some silly mistakes throughout, but I felt like my routing was really good. And I made a lot of really good decisions. So I was honestly feeling pretty good. I felt like if I was going to be beaten, it was going to be because of just better execution. Because, my routing was
I think
good.
your routing
And that was a P.
Oh, yeah. I guess Jackie go first.
Oh, I was just say that was a PB, correct?
It is a PB, although
And
I
you
guess
were-
I wasn't local recording, so I guess I don't have, technically don't have proof, but
I mean, almost 2,000 people just watched that, so we definitely have proof there.
Well, you have proof that I made it to phase 2, I guess.
That's good enough.
I mean, you got the game on right now? No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I do, but my
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rigby.
I was saying that your routing was really good. I think what really slowed you down was just your fights overall. Your fights especially say Junior and Hallway wasn't. Hallway was fine, but Junior especially, where losing the live stream was not ideal.
Yeah.
I mean, I do,
Chapter
but
4 as well.
my credit.
I guess taking a slower by not being danger by the time you complete chapter 4, the general guy was also kind of slower. But I mean,
Yeah.
you weren't in danger. There's nothing you could do about that without grinding.
Yeah.
Or taking extra fights.
Yeah, you're back. Oh, we can hear you. Oh. I found it kind of interesting that you were attacking the bulb. You were attacking the bulb on General Guy. His on his little tank machine thing. You were actually attacking the bulb. I've never really thought of that strategy before.
Could minute staying in danger a little bit longer with that. So not a strategy that I'd use very often, but it worked out there.
It's also good in longer fights because the lightning attack in general is also really slow compared to the bomb. Taking out the bulb just takes the attack out completely. So you just
That
get
is
faster.
true. Also
every
true.
turn.
Also, do y'all have any shout outs that you want to make before we wrap things up?
I mean, just a shout out to the Paper Mario Randomizer community in general.
And
It's
the too, who worked
really-
a lot on this.
Yes.
Yeah.
States.
Yes, the dev crew has done a phenomenal job in this randomizer. I mean, if there was not love for this game as much as there is, like, we would not have such an amazing randomizer like this.
And no, this randomizer released last year and has kind of taken the community by storm. And it's been really fun to like watch and hear about the developments over time. And I've heard nothing but like good things about it. So definitely check it out if you haven't. And lastly, I just want to say, again, thank you both runners and commentators for being on. And a reminder to everyone that SGDQ is coming up May 28th, which is my birthday, to June 4th,
Hey!
which is one of our producers' birthdays. In Minneapolis, Minnesota. Go to gamesdonequick.com for more information, such as when submissions open, which, spoilers, it's on the 25th. And if you want to follow what Games Done Quick is up to, use exclamation point links in Twitch chat for all things GDQ. Until then, though, please look after yourselves and your loved ones, drink some water, stretch your legs, eat a snack, and take your medicine or vitamins if you need to. And remember that you are valid, deserve all the best. Send all this wonderful positive energy over to our raid target for the night, and have a great rest of your night. Bye.